जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Good afternoon and welcome to the 85th SKOCH Summit and Awards. Our theme is State of Digital Governance. That covers digital governance and cities, two important pillars of democracy. Both districts and the cities have been increasingly focusing on the ease of living and ease of doing business. We have two very important panels today consisting of senior government functionaries, domain experts, and practitioners from across the country to shed light on the existing challenges and the way moving forward. But before we move on to the discussions, let me have the pleasure of announcing the first round of SKOCH Order of Merit semi-finalists. These are those beacons of hope who have kept the torch burning, keeping the governance delivery on fast track. We have the pleasure of having some of them with us today. It's time to cheer their achievements. We will have 2 rounds of SKOCH Order of Merit semi-finalist announcements today and 5 rounds of online voting. The first panel is already there on your screens. Do not miss the opportunity. And request you to refer to the agenda for approximate time of the next round of voting, which will pop up on your screen accordingly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SKOCH Order of Merit semi-finalist announcements, and I have the pleasure of inviting Ms. Tej Kunwar Netam, Chairperson from Chhattisgarh State Commission for Protection of Civil Rights, Child Rights, More Mayaru Guruji. Ms. Netam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, I can hear you. Would you like to say something? Like to say a few words?
Yes, ma'am would like to say something. This actually on behalf of Commission, I would like to thank the SKOCH group. We were trying to shift the mindset of teachers from the legal approach to the psychological approach for the protection of child rights, and we are proud that we get success in this area. We are very thankful to SKOCH group from our Commission for recognizing this effort and for encouraging us for this small effort which we have done, but we have encouraged us very much, very huge way at the all India level. Thank you very much.
Well, congratulations to you and keep up the good work. We would like to see this flourish further and scale. Early warning system from Delhi Commission for Protection of Child Rights, Government of NCT of Delhi, Mr. Anurag Kundu, Chairperson.
Yeah, thank you so much. Can I speak now?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Ranjana Prasad, member DCPCR, Delhi Commission for Protection of Child Rights. And I am here on behalf of Anurag Kundu. Thank you for this order of merit. This is a testament to the work that Commission is doing for the children of Delhi by tracking children who are absent from school for long and facing adverse situation as substance abuse, child labor, marriage through early warning system. We have brought back more than 30,000 children to school. Similarly, more than 2,000 children who have lost one or both parents during pandemic have been identified and supported by the DCPCR. Thank you once again for recognizing the hard work of all people working round the clock at DCPCR. Thank you so much.
Well, congratulations to you and the entire team.
Thank you.
The next one also goes to the DCPCR. Child well-being amidst pandemic. Mr. Anurag Kundu, Chairperson.
Thank you on behalf of Anurag Kundu. This is again Ranjana Prasad, member DCPCR. Thank you so much
Congratulations.
for appreciating, acknowledging our work.
Indira Gandhi Matritwa Poshan Yojana, Department of Integrated Child Development Services, Government of Rajasthan. Mr. Ramavtar Meena, Director. Mr. Manivanan P, Secretary. 24/7 helpline. Control
Yes,
room.
on behalf of our secretary, I am there. My name is Pundali Kanaval. Thank you so much, sir, for providing this award. And our helpline is assisting more than crore minority population in the state to make our department people's friendly. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jamtara's Elders Club. District Administration, Jamtara, Mr. Faiz Ahmed Mumtaz, Deputy Commissioner. Indira Gandhi Matritwa Poshan Yojana, Department of Integrated Child Development Services, Government of Rajasthan. Mr. Ramavtar Meena, Director.
डायरेक्टर आईसीडीएस रामावतार मीना जी की जगह में तेज प्रकाश अग्निहोत्री, डिप्टी डायरेक्टर। आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपने हमें सेमीफाइनल के लिए सिलेक्ट किया। यह योजना राजस्थान की पेपरलेस डीबीटी योजना है और इसमें हमारा राज्य बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है। आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपने हमें इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर सम्मानित किया।
बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं आपको।
थैंक यू।
Ms. Shreya P. Singh, District Collector, District Administration, Namakkal, Zero Child Marriage and Psychosocial Support to Adolescents.
Good afternoon to the SKOCH team, and good afternoon to all the panelists and the members who have joined the semi-final SKOCH Order of Merit. Myself, Shreya P. Singh, a District Magistrate of Namakkal District of Tamil Nadu. I'm here to talk about the Zero Child Marriage and Psychosocial Support to Adolescents, program which we have been running successfully over 1 year and above. And we have reached up to 40,000 students of the district. And from the students, we have been able to bring about a huge social and psychosocial changes among the students, ensuring the reduction in dropout rate and ensuring that the kids are back to school and with full vigor and full goals and aims set in their mind and going ahead. And we have till now received 588 calls through this forums. And we have reached up to 40,000 students, and it has been going in a very big way. And we have gone to the second step of this also. And the continuous efforts is being happening. Thank you to the SKOCH Order of Merit for giving us an opportunity to present the same to the all panelists who are present over here.
Congratulations. And now I invite Ms. Nidhi Chaudhary, District Magistrate and Collector, District Administration, Raigad, Mission Pranvayu.
Good afternoon. Thank you, SKOCH. And this belongs to the entire district administration, my additional collector, my SDMs, Tehsildars, and most importantly, the companies which were generating the oxygen and half of the oxygen requirement of the state of Maharashtra, which was battling the COVID-19 wave, was provided from my district, and the entire coordination work under the guidance of the state task force was being done by the district administration. So even the employees and the workers and the people working in these 3-4 plants of oxygen manufacturing plants of my district, be it JSW, Inox, Linde, even the local employees there who supported and who attended the midnight calls and provided the tankers in the nick of time needs the applause, and this belongs to them. Thank you.
Well, congratulations. Mr. Dinesh Ponraj Oliver, District Magistrate and District Collector, Rice Fellow Pulses, District Collectorate, Tanjavur. Mahila Navodyam, District Rural Development Agency, Chittoor, Ms. Tulasi DMK,
Yes, sir.
Project Director.
Yes, sir. Sir. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for selecting us in the SKOCH, sir. Actually, we have taken that Mahila Navodayam, sir. It's mostly run by the rural SHG women. In that, they are the reporters, they are the data collectors, and they only start that magazine. In that, all the rural activities taken by the SHGs. In turn, through villages, they only distribute everything, sir. Up to now, every month, nearly 50,000 copies we will distribute it to the rural areas. In that, we spread about all our case studies and also all of the different schemes. In that, we have one gender activities, their child marriages, any violence against women. For that also, we have kept one page. In another pages about the developmental activities. Like that, we are going to initiate, and we are taking all the activities at from village level, panchayat level. So every month we are rotating. Totally run by the women only, sir. For that, even on International Day in BBC also, we have been selected, and we have given a good article under this International Women's Day. This is about the Mahila Navodaya project.
Very nice. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Our wishes are with you. The next one also goes to the DRDA Chittoor Mahila Milk Chilling Units. Ms.
Yes,
Tulasi
sir. Yes, sir.
DMK.
Once again, yes, sir. This is one of the unique features, sir. Actually, Chittoor district mostly we are having the cows here, sir. Cows nearly 3 lakhs people, sir. They depend on the cows itself. Animal husbandry is the main activity for them. So SHGs as a federation with Srija Milk, that is the Delhi Cooperative Society, they formed. Now they only running the BMCs here. These BMCs are totally run by the SHG women. The SHG women and pourers are also 3 lakh pourers are there. Daily 3 lakh liters we will collect the milk, and we will preserve in the BMCs. Their testing of the milk, that milk maintenance, everything. For that, directly or indirectly, we are giving employment to 400 SHG women. Part-timely, they will done in their own BMCs. The generator keeping and also collecting the milk. Why we have taken this initiation, sir? Mostly milk collection and all those things. Some middle ages will be there. So they will take some amounts, and that amount will not reach to the SHG women. So for that, to avoid all that middlemen, directly as a cooperative, they form, and they are running the BMC. In that, online transaction will be there every 15 days. That amount will be credited in their account itself. Even while pouring itself, how much liter amount get through that SHG women can know how much it is through that they are taking it, and they know that for 15 days this much of amount will come to, and also they are the dividends of that project. At the end of every year, they may get some additional income also, sir, for this. Nearly 75 BMCs we are running at the Chittoor district, and 400 SHG women, so they are getting the employment on their own, and 3 lakh liters per day collection, sir. Where highest collection is there for our BMCs, sir. And directly or indirectly, it is benefit to all the SHGs who are taking. We are providing loans for that extra milk and all those things. So transparency is there in this to avoid the middlemen and all those agents.
Congratulations. Wonderful work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
District Rural Development Agency from East Godavari. Project Humming Bee, Farmer Producer Organizations, Ms. K. Sri Ramani, Project Director.
The project director is not available, sir, due to some CM program in Srikakulam.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. On behalf of project director, I thank SKOCH Group for selecting Hummingbee, a farmer producer organization, District Rural Development Agency, DRDA East Godavari. Sir.
Congratulations to you and the entire team. Mr. Bandi Kuruba Venkatasulu, Project Director, District Rural Development Agency from Kurnool, YSR Cheyuta, Asara.
Sir, namaste, sir. Sir, YSR Cheyuta Asara Shade Net program is implementing in Kurnool district, sir. YSR Cheyuta program has launched in the year 2020, sir. Between 45 to 60 years SHG woman in the scheme is the beneficiary, sir. In Kurnool district, totally 1,24,045 SHG women are involved in this activity, sir. Shade net activity is the major activity in Kurnool area, sir. On behalf of the district administration, I am thankful to you, sir.
Congratulations. Backyard Poultry by District Rural Development Agency, Nellore, Mr. KV S. Reddy, Project Director. District Rural Development Agency, DRDA, Srikakulam, Dr. D.V. Vidyasagar, Project Director for Sikolu Saki, Livelihood Promotion.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. On behalf of Dr. Vidyasagar, sir, I thank SKOCH Group for selecting Sikolu Saki in semi-finalist, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations. Himachal Pradesh State Rural Livelihood Mission, Jeevan Hai Anmol, Mr. Anil Kumar Sharma, Chief Executive Officer. Emergency Response Support System, Revenue and Disaster Management Department, Government of Chhattisgarh, Mr. Janak Prasad Pathak, Special Secretary.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, respected delegates and SKOCH Award for giving us such an opportunity to represent our state Chhattisgarh. On behalf of JP Pathak, sir, Special Secretary, I am S. Srijit, consultant representing our state Chhattisgarh. Mr. JP Pathak, sir, has taken special initiative for 112 project, actually, implementation to our state Chhattisgarh. 112 will help us for disaster related problems and will be working to 24/7 operation with 7 manpowers will be there. It is collaborated with the CDAC team. Control room has already been set up to monitor all the 32 districts. So almost all work done, sir. Technical team will be giving audit report. So thank you very much, sir.
Congratulations. Integrated School Development works in MGNREGA, Rural Development and Panchayati Raj Department, Government of Karnataka. Ms. B. Fauzia Tarannum, Chief Executive Officer, Zilla Panchayat Khopal. Mr. Mohammad Aslam Lone, Sarpanch, Kangruza, Safe Food, Save Food, Rural Development and Panchayati Raj, Jammu and Kashmir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I feel immense pleasure and gratitude to the SKOCH Award Management team for giving me the opportunity to present my project for recognition at national and international level. Sir, as it known to everyone here, that I had selected the thematic project on Save Food, for which I had worked hard to make avenues for food processing unit, a small scale industry to meet the requirements of my village inhabitants at local level. Sir, I feel honored to be nominated for Order of Merit under this prestigious SKOCH Award ceremony, for which I have been nominated. I owe special respect to the Assistant Commissioner Development of Baramulla, Mr. Diyar Ali Khan Sahab, Mr. Firdaus Ahmad Ganai, Agricultural Extension Officer, Bengi Bacha, Mr. Yasir Mohammed Mir, Agriculture Extension Kundi, Rafiabad, and Secretary Panchayat Halka Kongrusa, Mr. Mir Mudassir Khalid, who provided me entire cooperation from filling the nomination details to the uploading of my project in PPT. Sir, I also owe tremendous gratitude to the people of my area, Kandivale, Rafiabad, especially the people of my Halka Kongrusa, who despite their busy schedule gave me online votes. At last, I am very much happy for this great recognition. Thanks, Mohammed Aslam Lone, Block Kandivale, Rafiabad, Panchayat Halka Kongrusa, District Baramulla, UT Jammu Kashmir. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
And now invite Dr. E. Ramesh Kumar, Commissioner, Social Justice and Disabled Welfare Department, Government of Madhya Pradesh, unique disability ID card. The next one also goes to the Social Justice and Disabled Welfare Department, Government of Madhya Pradesh, Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, Dr. Ramesh Kumar, Commissioner. Mr. A. Mohammed Imtiaz, Chief Executive Officer, SHG Bank Linkage Society for Elimination of Rural Poverty, Andhra Pradesh.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. This is Keshav Kumar. I am looking after bank linkage, sir. First of all, I thank SKOCH Group for selecting SHG Bank Linkage in semi-finalist, sir. Regarding SHG Bank Linkage, sir, in the state of Andhra Pradesh, so far almost 1,50,000 crores bank linkage has given to 1 crore SHG women, sir, for the last 10 years, sir. It is one of the most important for elimination of poverty. One of the main pillar is economic empowerment, sir. Under economic empowerment, so far we have facilitating bank loans 1.50 lakh crores. Every year, almost 30,000 crores bank linkage given to 1 crore SHG women. Recently, we have done one study, sir, through NABARD. In that study also, the study report says that 80% of the SHG bank linkage amount goes to sustainable livelihood activities, sir, in the state of Andhra Pradesh, sir. Thank you. Thank you for giving this opportunity, sir.
Congratulations. The next one also goes to the Society for Elimination of Rural Poverty for PM Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises. Mr. Imtiaz, Chief Executive Officer.
Yes, sir. On behalf of Chief Executive Officer, I am the Director Livelihoods from Andhra Pradesh. Thank you, this SKOCH Group, for giving us this opportunity to participate and got into semi-finals. As we know, with the central government and state government assistance, the PMFME is under PMFME, we have provided financial assistance to almost 10,000 women last year and 10,000 women this year, with an amount of approximately 40 crores last year and 40 crores this year. This is a great opportunity to the women who lost livelihoods in the COVID-19 epidemic. And even higher order entrepreneurship also, we are providing up to 10 lakhs loan and subsidy to the women with the central and state assistance. That is a great opportunity to the women to scale up their livelihoods and to give employment to other women and others also. It's a great opportunity. Thanks for the for this semi-final award to AP sir. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations once again. Yet another one, Society for Elimination of Rural Poverty, Andhra Pradesh for Stree Nidhi, Mr. KV Nancharaya, Managing Director, Stree Nidhi.
Good afternoon, sir. I would like to thank you, the SKOCH, for selecting us in this competition, sir. Our Stree Nidhi is a unique organization in the country, sir, giving women empowerment and livelihoods to the SHG members, sir. We are serving nearly 10 lakh people in the state, sir. At the same time, nearly 4,000 crores as a loans we are giving to the need patients, sir. It's a top of loans to the SHG group members, sir. At the same time, nearly 90%, more than 98% is our recovery. That is a sir. For our entire thing, we are doing our business through digitalization only. We are making core application through biometric up to the level of sanctioning. Entire thing is through digitalization, sir. With this, we are making some women empowerment in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you very much, sir, for
Congratulations.
identifying us, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
YSR Pension Kanuka, Society for Elimination of Rural Poverty, Andhra Pradesh, Mr. Imtiaz, Chief Executive Officer.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. On behalf of our Chief Executive Officer, I am representing YSR Pension Kanuka Director. Thank you for being a part of SKOCH Order of Merit in semi-finalist list. Regarding YSR Pension Kanuka, we are disbursing nearly 61 lakh pensions to all the vulnerable sections like old age, widow, disabled, and different type of health pensions, sir, on biometric basis. Nobody is denied in this biometric because we are having one more artificial intelligence facial recognition also. So thank you for being in the semi-finalist, and thank you, sir.
Congratulations once again. Producers, enterprises, farmer producer organizations, Society for Elimination of Rural Poverty, Andhra Pradesh, Mr. Imtiaz, Chief Executive Officer.
On behalf of CUS, I have thanks to SKOCH for selecting farm livelihoods in semi-finalists. In coordination with NRLM and Government of Andhra Pradesh, with promoting farm livelihoods, to strengthen the existing livelihoods and diversify the farm livelihoods portfolio and address the household food and nutritional security. So far, we are promoting 168 FPOs on commodity-based, agriculture, horticulture, livestock, and fishery-based FPOs are promoted, sir. So far, 3,12,000 members are Mahila Kisans are organized in FPOs. Through them, we are and also we are promoting NGOs also. Company partners also tie with FPOs and with them we are promoting organic based agricultural commodities, backyard poultry, livestock units, and also e-marketing facilities also we are promoting through FPOs. Thank you once again the SKOCH team for selecting farm livelihoods in the semi-finals. Thank you.
Congratulations. Disaster Management, State Disaster Response Force, Uttarakhand, Mr. Manikant Mishra, Commandant.
Good afternoon, sir. I am attending on behalf of Commandant Manikant Mishra, State Disaster Response Force. Sir, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity on this such a big platform, and for the acknowledgement and the appreciation you are giving us. And sir, regarding our project mission Abhyuday mainly focus on mass disaster awareness in Uttarakhand state, which is prone to many kind of disaster. Again, I would like to thank SKOCH Order of Merit group. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Reformation in Motor Department, Transport Department, Government of Jammu and Kashmir, Mr. G. Prasanna Ramaswamy, Secretary. Mr. Ashish Kundra. Let me go back. I have Jammu and Kashmir with me.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
This is Vinod Kumar Yadav, Deputy Commissioner Transport, Delhi Government. So on behalf of the Ashish sir, good afternoon all the participants and SKOCH team for giving the opportunity of this forum and for the recognition of the services started by the Transport Department last year. Basically the scheme was started to give a platform which is more approachable, more convenience, the platform which is having ease of service, hassle-free services can be provided to the citizens of the Delhi. So in this program, in this scheme, we have started 47 services and these 47 services are available for the citizens faceless. There is no need to visit the RTO office physically. So till now we have about 22 lakh applications disposed or processed by this platform alone. So thanks a lot for giving recognition to the initiative taken by the department. Thanks a lot.
Well, congratulations to you as well as Mr. Kundra. Thank you for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last of the first announcement round of the SKOCH Order of Merit semi-finalists. We have time for another 10 minutes in between before we start the next panel. So may I request Deepak to run a small video in between.
मैं नितिन जयराम गडकरी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा।
उस समय मुझे मेरी माँ की याद आ रही थी। मुझे हमारे पार्टी के लिए जब हम 2 MP चुनकर आए थे, उस प्रतिकूल स्थिति में काम करने वाले कार्यकर्ताओं और नेताओं का स्मरण हो रहा था। उन कार्यकर्ताओं को, उन नेताओं को मैं कभी भूल नहीं सकता।
इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मैन ऑफ इंडिया, बहुपक्षीय राजनेता, सपने देखने वाले और कड़ी मेहनत करने वाले नितिन गडकरी एक प्रतीक है जिम्मेदार नागरिक होने के। वो एक प्रतिबद्ध राष्ट्र कार्यकर्ता और एक दूरदर्शी नेता है। नितिन गडकरी का जन्म 27 मई 1957 को नागपुर शहर में हुआ था। पहले हिंदी और बाद में अंग्रेजी मीडियम की शिक्षा सरकारी स्कूल में पूरी करने के बाद उन्होंने GS कॉलेज से M.Com और नागपुर विश्वविद्यालय से लॉ किया। लोगों की सेवा करने का भाव उन्हें अपनी माताजी से मिला।
मेरे जन्म के बाद परिस्थिति बहुत खराब थी। लोअर मिडिल क्लास की स्थिति में उस समय था। खेती थी, मैं खेती भी जाता था, पर परिस्थिति अड़चने रहती थी। पर प्रतिकूल से माँ का मुझे प्रेम मिला। माँ बहुत सोशल थी, गरीबों के लिए थी, लोगों की सेवा करती थी। मुझे याद है मैं लॉ में गया, मुझे लूना चाहिए थी। बहुत पीछे पड़ा माँ के कि मुझे लूना ले दो, लूना ले दो। पैसे नहीं थे। उसने अपने सोने के बैंगन, बड़ी जाड़ी एक पाटली बोलते हैं, उसको निकाल के दी और मैंने शिक्षक सहकारी बैंक के गांधी बाग शाखा में वो गिरवी रखकर, मुझे उस समय 4,500 रुपये मिले थे, उसकी मैंने लूना खरीदी की थी। वो माँ ने मुझे दी थी। मेरे को माँ कहती थी कि, लोगों को कहती थी कि ये अपना परिवार का नाम बहुत बड़ा करेगा, बड़ा होगा। उसके आशीर्वाद मेरे साथ थे।
देश में आपातकालीन स्थिति युवा नितिन के राजनीतिक जीवन में एक महत्वपूर्ण मोड़ था। वो भूमिगत राजनीतिक गतिविधियों में सक्रिय थे। उनका घर विभिन्न गतिविधियों के लिए भूमिगत आधार था। वे आपातकाल के खिलाफ पुस्तिकाएं मुद्रित करते थे।
और उसी के बाद में लोकतांत्रिक युवा मोर्चा करके जनता पार्टी की एक ऑफिशियल विंग तैयार हुई। उसका मैं फिर विदर्भ का प्रमुख बना और उसके कारण बाद में जनता पार्टी में एक्टिव था, जनता पार्टी के लिए काम करता था और वही मेरे राजनीतिक जीवन की शुरुआत है।
RSS और ABVP के साथ उनकी सक्रिय भागीदारी और सहयोग ने उन्हें इस स्तर के नेता के रूप में विकसित करने में मदद की। राष्ट्र और समाज की सेवा करना उनका मुख्य लक्ष्य था। 28 साल की उम्र में उन्हें पश्चिमी नागपुर से चुनाव टिकट मिला।
चुनाव तो हार गया, पर मुझे बहुत लोगों ने कहा कि तुम बहुत अच्छे नेता बन सकते हो। मैं काम करते गया, दीवारों पर लिखने का काम मैंने किया, पोस्टर चिपकाए। अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी और जॉर्ज फर्नांडिस दोनों का मेरे ऊपर प्रभाव था। अटल जी का स्वभाव, बड़ा दिल, स्टेट्समैनशिप, इनसे बहुत सीखने के लिए मिला।
मंत्री के रूप में महाराष्ट्र विधानसभा में उनका प्रवेश उनके दृष्टिकोण और सपनों को लागू करने का एक आदर्श अवसर था। उन्होंने विधानसभा में विधायी सदस्य और मंत्री के रूप में कार्य किया। बाद में उन्हें महाराष्ट्र का बीजेपी प्रमुख नियुक्त किया गया। अंत में वो पार्टी की वरिष्ठ जिम्मेदारियों को पूरा करने के लिए दिल्ली पहुंचे।
और इस प्रवास में मेरी कमिटमेंट देश के साथ है, समाज के साथ है, गरीब के साथ है और विचारों के साथ है। मैं एक बार मंत्री बनने के बाद टीवी खरीदने के लिए गया, कलर टीवी। फिर मेरे मन में आया कि टीवी अगर इंस्टॉलमेंट में मिलता है, एम्बेसडर गाड़ी मिलती है, तो टनल और ब्रिजेस क्यों नहीं मिल सकता। उसी से विचार करते करते फिर पीपीपी, बीओटी वो विकसित होगा।
वो ठाणे भिवंडी बाईपास के पूरा होने में मुख्य रूप से संलग्न थे, जो बीओटी मॉडल पर आधारित देश की पहली सड़क थी। बांद्रा वर्ली सी लिंक, मुंबई पुणे हाईवे और मुंबई में 55 से अधिक फ्लाईओवर उनके द्वारा शुरू किए गए थे। उन्होंने इन परियोजनाओं को पूरा करने के लिए बाजार से भी धन आमंत्रित किया। उन्हें इस बात का एहसास था कि सरकार के पास पर्याप्त धनराशि नहीं है, इसलिए बुनियादी ढांचे का निर्माण कर टोल एकत्रित किया जा सकता था। नागरिक इन सभी सुविधाओं के साथ यात्रा में समय, ईंधन और पैसा बचा सकते थे।
मैं जब आया तो 403 प्रोजेक्ट 3,85,000 करोड़ के लगभग एनपीए की स्थिति में थे। कॉन्ट्रैक्टर बर्बाद हुए थे, पर मेरे डिपार्टमेंट ने और मेरे सहयोगियों ने हमने मिलकर इस देश को, हिंदुस्तान की बैंकों को करीब 3.5 लाख करोड़ के एनपीए से बचाया। जो 2 किलोमीटर पर डे पर रोड कंस्ट्रक्शन आया था वो 29 किलोमीटर पर डे पर, और अगले साल 40 किलोमीटर का टारगेट पूरा करेंगे।
पिछले 67-68 सालों में महाराष्ट्र में 5,000 किलोमीटर का नेशनल हाईवे का नेटवर्क था। अभी गडकरी जी ने 15,000 किलोमीटर का एडिशन उसमें किया है और 5,000 किलोमीटर और ऐड उसमें कर रहे हैं।
इतिहास में पहला बार ट्राइबल के एरिया में निकोबार डिस्ट्रिक्ट, छोटा सा जिला जहाँ 30,000-40,000 वोटर्स है, आज नितिन गडकरी ने उस निकोबार द्वीप में नेशनल हाईवे घोषणा कर दिया 45 किलोमीटर्स।
डेवलपमेंट ओरिएंटेड अप्रोच, फास्ट ट्रैक डिसीजन में मैं फटाफट निर्णय करता हूँ, हाय आना में बात करता हूँ। दूसरा टीम वर्क, सबको साथ लेकर करना, और चौथा ट्रांसपेरेंसी, करप्शन फ्री सिस्टम।
श्री सुंदरलाल पाटवा ग्रामीण विकास मंत्री थे जब नितिन गडकरी महाराष्ट्र में थे। वे सड़क, बुनियादी ढांचे के निर्माण और अन्य चीजों पर चर्चा करने के लिए मिलते थे। एक दिन नितिन जी ने उनसे कहा,
पटवा जी, आपको कुछ करना है तो गाँवों को जोड़ो। और फिर उन्होंने मेरे अध्यक्षता में अटल जी को बोलकर एक मीटिंग हुई। अटल जी ने मुझे जिम्मेदारी दी, कमेटी बनी। तो नाबार्ड के उस समय के अध्यक्ष थे। 1,10,000 करोड़ का जीडीपी बढ़ेगा, ऐसा उस समय रिपोर्ट आया। सवाल को अटल जी ने स्वीकार किया।
2009 में भारतीय जनता पार्टी नेतृत्व में बदलाव की तलाश में थी। लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी जी ने सुझाव दिया कि पार्टी नेतृत्व को युवा पीढ़ी के नेताओं के हाथों में सौंपा जाना चाहिए।
तो 4 नेताओं के नाम है नरेंद्र मोदी जी, शिवराज सिंह चौहान, मैं और मनोहर पर्रिकर। और बाद में शिवराज जी मध्य प्रदेश में आवश्यक थे और मोदी जी गुजरात में आवश्यक थे। और फिर मनोहर और मेरे से मेरा नाम का चयन हो गया। और जब मुझे निर्णय पता चला तो मैं आडवाणी जी के पास गया और सबके पास गया। मुझे अध्यक्ष क्यों बनाते हो? मैं तो कभी दिल्ली आता नहीं, मुझे दिल्ली का अनुभव नहीं, यहाँ की राजनीति पता नहीं। फिर सबने कहा कि नहीं, अब तुम्हारे सेवा पर रहने, तुमको बनना है। अटल जी को मैं अध्यक्ष बनने का आशीर्वाद लेने के लिए गया तो मैं उनके पैर छुए, आशीर्वाद दो। तो उन्होंने आंखें घुमाई और हाथ हिलाया। तो उनका मुझे आशीर्वाद मिला, ये मेरे जीवन का बहुत बड़ा सौभाग्य है।
2014 में जब बीजेपी सरकार को ऐतिहासिक चुनावी जीत मिली तो नितिन गडकरी को विकास की राजनीति करने का अवसर मिला।
मोदी जी ने मुझे पूछा था, तो मैंने कहा कि मुझे रोड का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर काम दो। तो उन्होंने कहा कि हम 3-4 प्रमुख लोग हैं, तो फाइनेंस, डिफेंस, होम, इसमें से भी आप सोचो। मैंने कहा नहीं, मुझे कौन से नंबर पर है इसके बजाय मैं जो अच्छा काम कर सकता हूँ मुझे दीजिए, मुझे आप रोड का काम दीजिए, रोड शिपिंग का काम मुझे दीजिए।
भारत में सड़क मार्गों और जलमार्ग परिवहन क्षेत्र में माननीय मंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में काफी बदलाव और प्रगति हुई। सागरमाला कार्यक्रम के तहत 572 परियोजनाओं की पहचान की गई और इसीलिए बुनियादी ढांचे पर निवेश के लिए 8 लाख करोड़ रुपए एकत्रित किए जाएंगे। इस कार्यक्रम से सालाना 35,000 से 40,000 करोड़ रुपए की लागत बचत में मदद मिलेगी। ये कार्यक्रम घरेलू जलमार्गों की आर्थिक स्थिति को दोगुना कर देगा। इसी प्रकार भारतमाला परियोजना के तहत देश भर में 64,000 किलोमीटर सड़कों का नेटवर्क बन रहा है।
इसमें 50% हमने 24,000 किलोमीटर का काम लिया है, जो 7.5 लाख करोड़ का है। और मैं आने वाले दिसंबर तक 7.5 लाख करोड़ में से करीब 3.5 लाख 4 लाख करोड़ के काम शुरू कर दूंगा। और इसमें कम से कम अभी 10 लाख करोड़ के काम मैं शुरू कर चुका हूँ।
गडकरी जी के नेतृत्व में
भारतीय राष्ट्रीय राजमार्ग प्राधिकरण ने 135 किलोमीटर के इस ग्रीनफील्ड एक्सप्रेसवे के माध्यम से जिस नई कार्य संस्कृति को बढ़ावा देने का कार्य किया है, वह अन्य सभी कार्यदायी संस्थाओं के लिए अनुकरणीय होना चाहिए।
कि उन्होंने 9 नेशनल हाईवे हमारे मंजूर किए, लगभग 35,000 करोड़ रुपए की लागत उनसे आएगी। तो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जितना हरियाणा में बढ़ेगा, जितना उत्तर प्रदेश में बढ़ेगा, दोनों राज्यों की प्रगति होगी।
4 धाम के रस्तों का काम पूरा करना चाहता हूँ। मेरी कोशिश है कि वो पूरा होगा। गंगा को और गंगा की 40 ट्रिब्यूटरी और नदियों को मैं शुद्ध और बनाना चाहता हूँ। इस मार्च के बाद अगला मार्च आएगा तो निश्चित रूप से 100% गंगा क्लीन होगी। 3 हाईवे मैंने अभी लगभग पूरे के, मेरठ हाईवे का पूरा होगा, दिल्ली का रिंग रोड पूरा हुआ। अब शिपिंग में 7,000 करोड़ हमारे पोर्ट को प्रॉफिट मिला है। ये देश में कमी है न पैसे की न टेक्नोलॉजी की। इस देश में कमी है सही दिशा, सही विजन की।
मैं आज गर्व के साथ कहता हूं कि हमारे नितिन जी ने 15 महीने की छोटी अवधि में जो काम पिछले 10 साल में नहीं हो पाए थे, ऐसे अनेक नए इनिशिएटिव लेकर के पूरे पोर्ट सेक्टर को नई ताकत दी है, नई ऊर्जा दी है और नई गति दी है।
एक सामाजिक उद्यमी के रूप में वो अभी भी देश में स्वदेशी प्रौद्योगिकियों और उत्पादों को बनाने और बढ़ावा देने के लिए सक्रिय रूप से अपना सहयोग कर रहे हैं।
Welcome back. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is clearly focused on adoption of new generation administrative reforms, bringing citizens and government closer. At its heart remains improved service delivery, redressal of public grievances, e-office, and so on. Digital innovations will definitely play a key role over next decade, and this will necessitate conversations around technologies that will help shape digital governance in the future, with districts and the cities being the pivot leading to this transformation. We discussed some of the above, including Atmanirbhar Bharat, universalization of public services, innovation, ease of living through technology interventions, government process re-engineering, and citizens, civil society participation in governance. There is need to move towards outcome-based monitoring, and each district setting its own targets in consultation with stakeholders, including the civil society. Today's panel on the state of digital governance at the district level takes stock of the situation and suggests ways to overcome the hurdles. Let me have the pleasure of introducing our panelists today, Ms. Nidhi Chaudhary, District Collector, Mumbai Suburban. She was earlier District Collector, Raigad, and Joint Commissioner, Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai. Out of several contributions made towards the country, some of them include effectively managing the COVID pandemic and disaster management during Cyclone Nisarga, Tukate, and the recent Mahad floods. She has worked on the physical and financial completion of around 2,500 incomplete NRDWP initiatives across the state. She has played a major role in introducing gender budgeting and equipping 1,500 schools with e-learning facilities. Ms. Shreya P. Singh, District Collector from Namakkal District Administration. She's been actively involved in adolescent issues in district, especially child marriage, teenage pregnancy, adolescent, and tribal health issues. This is one-of-a-kind project and a continuing program which aims at evolving to help these students to safeguard and empower them to take an oath to desist from causes of psychosocial issues and to emerge as a promising society and promising future citizens. In place of Ms. Fauzia Taranum, we are joined by Mr. Samir M., who is Deputy Secretary, Zilla Panchayat Kopal. And District Administration Jamtara is not able to join us. So let me start, the discussion. We split it over 3-4 questions, and for each question, we go over to each panelist. Maybe take 3 to 4 minutes answering it, and we move on to the next, and then we get into a discussion. So my first question is, when we say that our focus is citizen, so how to bring citizens and government closer through digital platforms? And I would like Ms. Chaudhary to start.
Thank you. The entire concept of digital governance is to provide the services to citizens. While we say it is government to government, government to business, government to employees, and government to citizen, but the ultimate crux of the entire digital governance is to bring governance closer to citizens, bring governance in their mobiles, in their PCs, and obviously, I understand your point that probably there needs to be a feedback mechanism to improve the existing service delivery, from birth registration to marriage registration to death registration to passport services, railway ticketing. A lot has already gone online, and a lot is yet to become online. Say all the 712 records, land records are now online available. The maps are available online, but probably there are possibilities of improvising how these can be integrated. So like I said, the government to government, at that stage, probably the stage has not come wherein the state government services are connected with the district level government facilities, and they are connected to the central level government also. So that kind of integration is missing, and which is where probably the strong feedback mechanism through these services itself can be incorporated. But having said so, because each of these services are delivered to citizens by the government and is being attempted, especially under the Digital India Mission, I'm sure citizens' feedback is taken into account. And the more progress we are making into this digital domain, the more we get to know that almost like Estonia is a very, very small country, but 90% of their services are online. They've even gone to the extent of digital voting. So even India has a long way to go there. While we have done a lot, we still have a long way to go there, and which is where probably taking feedback from citizens, listening to their voice, taking their suggestions, improvising on our services has a role.
Sure. Shreyaji, if I may ask you the same question.
Yeah, thank you. We are in the era of digital governments, I would say. If we see some 20 years back, still you had to access offices to do your work. But now we are taking it up to the level that almost all the services which governments are doing, and it's almost available at your fingertip. You can just swipe into your portal. You can enter, if you have an application for your nativity, your birth certificate, your death registry, everything has become online now. That's a very huge leap of change which has come in the field of administration also. And this digital governance helps a lot for administrators as far as we are concerned. Because we get to know, when working in an office setup, when sitting as an administrator, the main thing you will have to see is how far is the functioning happening, where is the default happening, where you have to improve, what is the status of the present programs. This is actually available very easily now. When it was just a matter of numbers, when you had to take the report from offices, but whereas right now you have all the reports in your desktop. You can just see what is the present status that is happening with the certificate. You can see how many people have applied and how many are still pending. Everything is available in a digital platform. More than that, now almost all the inspections, everything, Anganwadis or ICDS is there. We are also bringing that ICDS also to a platform of a digital governance. So the kids are getting monitored through digital governance. So you have the entire data of population as of now. From from their, all the health factors, how many checkups they have done, what is the essentialities that they have. So this is actually giving us a feedback and helping us to, tabulate and dovetail several schemes to understand what is the requirement of the population and what is the requirement of the people at large, and form a policies accordingly. So digital governance is the time, and this is going to be the future of the governance for sure for any administrator who's going to work ahead in the field of administrations.
You rightly pointed out that the digital governance, but largely the fear that has always been there with the people that the government is a little far away, and approaching has always been you don't know what is going to be the final outcome of that, although many of the things are now available online. So grievance redressal becomes a very big element in improving governance. So how do you see over a period of time, have people become comfortable dealing with the government and filing the grievances and being redressed?
Yes, we are having actually grievance redressal programs being put up through digital platforms. Now we have online grievance redressal programs as well as offline grievance redressal programs. But still a hesitation is there. Yes, okay. For a grievance or for your thing to be heard, you have to be face to face with the person. That still sustains in the way that until I'm heard by, seen by face and heard by my voice, how will the person emotionally connect with me? That still persists. And so people, even though grievance redressal modules have become online, still we have online modules. Even after putting the letters, they'll make sure to step down into and come out to your office and just say that, madam, I have this grievance, it is still pending, or I would like to say a few words about it. That anytime said, yes, a physical appearance before you, or an opportunity of being heard, the feeling that yes, I'm being heard. In a digital platform or an online platform, there is no surety that yes, your this thing is being heard. Until and unless you get a feedback, you don't know what is the status of it. But once you are stepping into an office and saying your grievance, and when an officer says back, yes, I am doing it, or we are into it, that gives a lot of assurance to them, and that makes a clear difference. But still, we can use online platforms also even for this. This was the way we were working in COVID times. We used online platform for grievances also. That time also we made sure that people are being heard through the digital platforms, through Zoom calls, or through the online platforms, they were being heard. So it is not that, we cannot replace any physical appearances by a digital platform. It is possible. We have tried that also, and we have successfully done it during the COVID times, I would say, because all the grievances were being done through the online only during that time.
So in fact, your experience would be pretty much different from what probably Nidhi is experiencing, because she's sitting in an urban area. So what's been the situation with you, and what are your challenges?
Say in a rural area, obviously I understand that the issue of citizens not being able to feel that the administration is accessible. In the cities like Mumbai, in fact, we are flooded with over complaints. And any citizen who would write a letter, in fact, if the work can be done at Talathi office, he will write up to Prime Minister office. And that complaint from PMO portal to CMO portal to Governor portal, and the same complaint is multiplied. So that's somewhere, even say, while we go for digital governance, some kind of digitally responsible citizenry is needed. And in cities, access to the government offices, access to the online services is so much and so better, in fact. Like even for the issues which do not pertain to my office, people file their complaints here as well. So it may be a police related issue or a slum related issue which goes to SRA, or MMRDA related issue, railways related issues. Despite having these specialized agencies, people write in every government department, and this multiplication also is somewhere resulting into wastage of time of government agencies, which belongs to the genuine complainants, the genuine grievances. So that's what sometimes affects, and some kind of a control mechanism needs to be there in this also. If the citizen has filed a complaint at one place, until it gets resolved, the same complaint need not be filed at multiple platforms, because this is only creating basically a complaint overload in the administration, and probably some genuine grievances may not get attended in time. For rural areas, even for this this conference that we are having right now, we are facing the challenges of having a good digital broadband connectivity, and sometimes our voice is not getting connected properly. So while yes, the governments are going online, even I attempted to make 1,500 of my schools in Palghar provided with some kind of digital facility, but the fact that the way the highways have been built all across the country, the same way we need to have the digital broadband highways. If we really want to reach out in the farthermost areas of our country, if we really plan to have digital education in tribal areas, in rural areas, farthermost parts of our country, we need to equally provide and bridge the digital gap that exists in our country. Mobiles are there everywhere, but not the good broadband connectivity, good internet connectivity. So that point also I wanted to put forward.
Yeah, I understand. At some place, we see there is an over awareness and less of capacity building. So the zealous attitude of reaching out to the government, you start firing in all directions, which makes the job of administrators difficult rather than easy. Is it the same situation there with you, Shreya ji, or your experience is different? So how are you dealing with it?
Yes, we do have the same complaints coming up. There are people who are used to putting up complaints, or who are used to giving up complaints. They'll be using those who are well versed in the complaint system, as Nidhi was rightly pointing out, they would be putting up to the Prime Minister portal for sure. But still something that can be done is, yes, we can, why are the repeat complaints coming? That's one thing that we have to see it, right? If a person is becoming a repeat complainant, something that he was requiring to be done, or something which his grievance is being unheard. That's the point at where he's thinking that, yes, I have to raise up to the highest level possible, or the highest portal which is possible to give my complaint. So if we check upon the quality of the complaints and complaint redressals, this gap will be able to actually slowly bridge it. We have systems now in Tamil Nadu governance. We are having Tamil Nadu e-governance agency. We have a special portal, and we are, there's a special team being put to check into the quality of the reports that is being given, quality of the replies that is being given. And so we are trying to cut the complaints as far as possible, and to make sure that the complaint is not escalating into the next level, or the repeat complaints for the same grievance is not being covered. So that would be slowly, helpful. But still, this can be only one part. The complaint redressal mechanisms also through online, or through the online part, can be only an aiding point to the grievance redressal mechanism. It will not be able to completely replace it for sure. Because many a times you have to physically visit, or you have to physically see them and say them about the grievances, and have to hear them, and then only these issues will be getting handled. It will be much more easier in a metro setup, as such in Mumbai or metro cities and everywhere, where people will also be easily checking for a offline or online portal, because they don't want to waste their time on visiting an office. Why do I want to go to a place to register my complaint? Would be the mentality that they would be having. But whereas in the rural setup, you will still have people that, okay, I'll walk in over there, I'll see their face and tell them, then I'm okay. Even if his grievance is not getting redressed also, he'll be relieved by 50% when he is expressing his grievances, whatever there is present. So this issue of quality of complaints, whether how far the complaints are good, whether the repeated complaints that is coming, whether it is something that can be solved in the same office, or it has to be pushed from one office to office, or that issues will sustain and will pertain for a long time. But still then, this is an opportunity which is given to the people, so that tomorrow they have a feedback about their complaints. Today, you are sure through a digital platform that yes, your complaint is registered. Your complaint has some number. It is readily available with your hand. You don't have to say that, yes, my complaint was given, but nobody heard it, or it is not even getting registered. You have a proof of the registration of the complaint. And you are saying that, yes, I had registered this complaint and this is the feedback that was given. So again, if you're going back also, you can say that this is this was how it was dealt with. That is why I am again coming back to the same thing.
Yeah, sure. You made a valid point. Before moving over to Mr. Samir, I would like to ask a supplementary there, just a matter of clarification as well. Don't you have a system of the similar nature complaints getting bunched up and on a point of particular grievance can be disposed of in a bunch altogether rather than wasting time going through each and every grievance and then trying to understand? And also, if the same person has filed same complaint at 5 different spaces, then you know how to eliminate it.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us for this conference, sir. On behalf of our CEO, Madam, I am presenting myself. So far on this issue, what previous our panelists have given their views, I just want to add one basic thing that, for example, an organization like Reserve Bank of India, let us say, it has Ombudsman department, which has come with an online portal with public grievance to be registered. And if the system is something like that, once the complaint has been registered,
you are muted. Yeah.
Available across the on the branches to be referred, and the same cause of action carrying complaint cannot be filed by the complainant in any of the forums in that vertical, maybe horizontally or vertical, whichever organization are available. This is one good governance lesson which we can imbibe in our local government or district administration, so that as Madam was expressing her views that duplication of complaints and habitual complainants, how to check on them. I think by introducing digital tools and technologies, the web portal integration and data mining of the various organizations and portals, to some extent we can address this issue. Not only just tracing the identity and the details of the complainant, but also tracing out the subject matter of the complaint, so that immediately that series of complaints which he has filed in various forums can be integrated, and at one shot he can get the replies for all those numbered complaints. I think I am done on it.
Yeah, that's a very valid input. So Nidhiji, what's the scenario at your end? Because Samirji is sitting in a Zilla Panchayat, you are sitting in suburban, and Shreyaji is too far away from the city environment. So let me start with you, Nidhiji.
Excuse me, the voice was not coming clearly.
Yeah, so as I said that, what the submission made by Samirji, you heard him speak on the point of reference to, sort out all complaints. What's your opinion? How it is being done, whether at all, if it is being done this way, and what's the way moving forward? So this appears to be a very big challenge in grievance redressal system, is it? So I think we'll move over to Shreyaji in the meanwhile.
Yes, I would agree with Samir to the extent what you have said. We'll have to improve the systems in the say, like, we have some unique code or a unique ID for the persons who are giving the complaint. Say by their Aadhaar card number or by some identity card, we should be able to identify, like, how many complaints the same person or is giving, or clubbing of the complaints to that unique ID. This would be helpful to go ahead and identify that, yes, under this same ID, this many complaints has been registered. Or say the phone is getting registered for once, and you get an OTP to the phone number, and the same phone number is being used for all the registering of the complaints. This will solve and help us in a long way to identify how many complaints is coming from a single person, or how many complaints the same person has been rising on different forums, but still not getting redressed. As far as the repeat complaints are coming, one thing we have identified is it is two types. Either something which cannot be solved, which requires a long run of time. So he is, still having a grievance and it's not being addressed. Or it can be like, my grievance was correct. He has registered his grievance, but every time it has been not addressed properly and it's getting rejected for some invalid reasons. So if you're able to identify either of these two issues, you will be able to overcome the problems of multiple complaints and the bundling of the complaints and habitual complainants. So because once the problem with the digital platform is you are an invisible person over there. Nobody is going to see you. Nobody is going to recognize you. But when a time starts that your face might be becoming visible to them through some identity of yours, then you become cautious. When your face is becoming visible, you will be a little bit cautious in the sense that I'm raising only the relevant points. I'm telling only the true things. I'm going to speak about only the true things. So when that small check is happening, slowly the complaint seeking persons also will become cautious in making sure that they are registering the proper complaints on not raising very frivolous ones to the people over there.
Yeah. So Samirji, I missed out on the first question that I posed to the other two panelists, asking you how to bring citizens and government closer using digital platforms, because where you are sitting, that's the first line of contact, interaction between the citizen and the government, starting from village upwards. So how to accelerate that process? Because we say that we have the e-governance and the good governance and all kind of technology platforms available to us, but what's the reality there at your end?
Yes, sir. Thanks for taking me on this. And to add to what I had said previously also, I think on the other way around, the institutional failure to keep its stakeholders well informed also leads to raising multiple complaints in various forums. In most of the situations, the citizen is not knowing who is the actual competent authority who will resolve this matter. So unfortunately, she keeps writing to all the forums case from some respondent, the matter would get resolved. So coming back to the question which you have put before me, I think with a short span of 5 years of services into this ZP rural development sector, we find three major challenges in not able to bridge the gap between the governance and the citizen is. First is we have not equipped with digital infrastructure at rural level or rural villages. We still lack broadband issues, speed of the internet connectivity. Then we are not able to allow the citizen to articulate his ideas in his regional or local language on the digital platform. We are not encapsulated them with basic minimum information to as a kind of a flow chart to how to come online to interact with the governance system. This is one important lacuna. At the same time, second important issue is the organization, including the government body, has to come up front. What are the parameters on which you want to have self-disclosure to the citizens, so that the perception of the institution among the public can be better off. This is it can be legislative also, judiciary matters also. It is as small as a field visit of any officer in the village, or conducting the meetings and drawing the proceedings and taking the decisions. to what extent you want to disclose the institutional activity on a day-to-day basis to the citizens. And third biggest challenge which we are supposed to address is to what extent we want to empower the citizens to give their opinion on various aspects of the governance at different levels. Unfortunately, we have continued and adopted and morphed the colonial times of British governance, which is by and large a vertical structure. And I think some of the Western countries have in fact the government setup is horizontally led organizational structures where lessons are drawn from governance and corporates are practicing it. But on the other side, in India, I don't know whether to put forth this view or not, but we try to draw lessons from private organizations and governance model of corporates, which is very unfortunate. So I think the third issue what I was able to present before you, that is there a possibility to make it more horizontal and build the stakeholder mentality of the citizens, and at each level of decisions people are being allowed on digital platform to give their ideas, and at the same time there is a separate team working on collecting the data and bringing before to the decision maker. This is what I would want to present, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Nitiji, you have heard a voice from the grassroots. So you agree or disagree with him, and why?
First, I absolutely agree that, in fact, I got disconnected. I'm sitting in Mumbai, the commercial corporate capital of India. Even then, the network strength and stability is an issue in metropolitan cities of our country too. So rural areas, what kind of digital governance actually is happening, even though we try to incorporate some kind of policies for Anganwadis or the schools, government schools, it is not going to be successful. As I said, we need digital highways as well. And second, what he said that the government is too vertical in our country, absolutely. But more than vertical or horizontal, I strongly believe as an individual that there is too much of government in India. There is too much of governance, in fact, and we need to have some kind of lean government also. That shedding of the responsibilities that we take over, it never happens. Even in COVID times, like COVID, we started living normal lives pretty, say, for past 1 year at least we are living, but the airports have stopped that air suvidha now. There have been the mask related orders, etc. have been withdrawn now. So somewhere the people are not ready. Once we start something in government, it becomes a Leviathan kind of an organization. The Alp Bachat, the small savings thing, there used to be a department. It has been discontinued as per the laws. Lottery, lots of things which have been discontinued still are existing in bits and pieces. Complete discontinuation, completely saying that we will not exist in this sector anymore. That thing is not happening. There is too much of law. There are too many regulations. There are too many laws. Fortunately, the government has taken, Niti Aayog is doing a lot of work on clubbing the laws and bringing one model code for certain sectors so that people understand what is there. Today, the regulations and rules, as a citizen, I also myself feel that I may not have the complete picture. I may not know the complete picture of the regulations and rules that exist in our country. Fortunately, governments are working on it. Digital governance may not provide good governance unless we actually realize that where government should exist, where the non-government sector should exist, where the private corporate sector should live freely. So this, and then having the right kind of an integration and coordination between this G to G, G to B, and G to citizen need to be there in place. Right now, there is, even before somebody is born, government is there. Even after you die, government is there. We're there everywhere. And COVID, in fact, enhanced government's presence, which was because of the emergency. But in normalcy, the government should be bare minimum as per my personal.
No, but I tend to agree to an extent when you say that we are over-governed. But
Yes.
taking the example of the pandemic, for the first time in this country, the government knew the citizen and the citizen knew the government. So what I mean to say is that the very basis of introduction of e-governance and then talking about the digital governance has been that there has to be a single view of the citizen, and to citizen there has to be a single view of the government. But unfortunately, that has not happened. Instead, what we have landed up with a multiplicity of identities and hundreds and thousands of the schemes which the government is offering. So exactly, if I want to access one scheme, I'm totally lost. I am confused as to which department and which scheme is there for me and which department to knock the doors off. Probably that is something which is what has the point that you made, that we are over-governed. So in enthusiasm of having digital governance, we have ended up creating a plethora of services and split them over thousands of schemes and thousands of other areas, which has rendered the citizen confused more than ever. So Shreyaji, what's your response to it?
I would like to slowly disagree over there to what words you have put forward. Rather than making the citizens confused, is it the responsibility of the citizens, or does it lie with us? Are we the ones who are creating a multiple plethora of schemes, multiple plethora of portals for everything, and seeing the people are getting finally confused? Isn't it our duty to ensure that what we are going to say is clear to them? Shouldn't our IEC and shouldn't our modes of conveying the things to them make it clear to them that yes, this is the portals that we have for you, and this is where you have to go if you have to do this thing? Isn't it the duty of the government to step one foot ahead and say that yes, this is what we are intending to do? The failures of governance, digital governments, or what we are saying about, it is mainly due to it will exist because of social, geographical, and economic disparities. So you cannot expect 100% population of your country to be well versed with the digital governance and well versed with the digital platform. And another question is with the privacy of the data. People are still concerned about the digital privacy. You're asking me that, give me a private data. You are asking me about my Aadhaar card. The first question the citizen is going to raise is, yes, I'm going to give you my Aadhaar card, but what are the data that you're going to access from this? I have a doubt. I'm not ready to give you an access to my personal information. I don't want that. I'm ready to share the information to the extent to the services should be delivered to me, or to the extent I require your helping hand, but not to the extent of poking to my personal space. That is separate. That's one question that every time when we are talking about the digital government, people will be telling, because my personal information is getting shared in varied platforms. I don't have a security. There is no proper security to the digital data that is getting shared. That's a major concern, which is making people hesitant even at times to, even the people who are well-versed, who are knowledgeable, who have studied well, and who have, who are in the higher echelons of the economy also still have issues with digital governance.
Not really with the Aadhaar, but with the financial data, I would say, because Aadhaar only is about saying that this is your picture, which happens to be, and the address that you carry. The system validates that what you're saying is true. So you cannot purchase, you cannot buy anything, and it doesn't get you anything except your social benefits. But when it actually comes to the financial data, the answer is yes. So precisely, when you say that people think that they get cagey about sharing their data pertaining to Aadhaar, they lack capacity and and the information about it as to what it is to be used for. So the capacity building and IC becomes extremely important at this stage because hand holding is critical. So this would be my submission. You may disagree again.
No, we are facing the situations right now. Actually, we are trying to link our voter IDs with Aadhaar card. That has been going around now. This is the first question that is being raised by the citizens. Why are you asking my Aadhaar card? Why so, you are asking my identity? What are you going to use it for? That's the first question. So, when it comes to the digital governance, the first question that is bothering them is my private space, my privacy. Are you actually going to enter into that as a question that they have? So many a times we'll have to go with IEC, we'll have to make them convince them like, what are we using this data for? Until and unless the citizens are well informed about the programs and well informed about the ideas behind each program that we are having, till then they'll not be able to share their data in the digital platforms. That's what I wanted to put forward. Actually.
So digital empowerment of citizens is extremely important so that they know what are their digital rights. Perhaps that is something where we are lacking. Yeah. Sameerji, would you like to add to this?
Yeah, I think I agree. Your ideas also and Madam's ideas also on this, sir. Regarding what you initially said, the number of schemes coming up, something kind of a problem of plenty. I think I have a different view on this because to identify the various strata and sections of the society, to trace out the real beneficiaries in various the type of issues they are into. I think we require specialized, concentrated approach to bracket them into a particular social sector services from the government. So it is other way around. I think rather than working on uniformizing the number of schemes and reducing the scope of scheme, the other way around, what in digital governance era we can think of creating something kind of social sector ID for each citizen. We can start building the profile of the citizens on a particular portal, and the system will start throwing out the available benefits from central government or state government or local body to what type of services he would want to avail at what point of time. Maybe it is for a child of below 6 years age, an Aadhaar card can be created, the age group can be mentioned, and including SAM, MAM counts can be entered in. Identify what type of benefits list of these things are available from the government. At the same time, to taking admission in the school, college, or hostel, or skill development, at least to start with, government can think of bracketing the persons with specially abled or disabled candidates with one of the department portal. It is all depends on according to me, in digital governance era, if we are able to succeed in data mining of various sectors, we will be able to really deliver good governance, and we will be able to reach out to the real beneficiary. Thank you.
There is actually, I know they're all a different kind of opinion on the same subject, but moving away a little from this and talking about youth, it's extremely important that the demographic dividend, which is what we've been talking about, being the youngest nation and being the nation with the youngest population in the world, we seem to be doing not enough to harness the demographic dividend, starting right from the district level upwards. Particularly so that, the very concept of volunteerism and engaging youth productively in the social activities, which is towards the nation building and which also propels youths to develop, love for their motherland. The sense of belongingness, the sense of brotherhood, coming together, serving the society. So this is something which comes from volunteerism. In the whole backdrop of pandemic or even before, our focus has really shifted from there. We are not inviting youths to be involved in social activities, not doing enough of, like we used to have this Bharat Scouts, or used to have this NSS, and those kind of activities which used to be there. Why is it that our focus has moved away from there? And why should we not bring it back? Nidhi?
Well, it's not that the youths are not being engaged in the activities. Like even we are right now having a Chala Jaunu Ya Nadila. So let us just know the river, what kind of rivers are there in Mumbai. So there is a campaign which is going on all across Maharashtra. And we are engaging with the university students, with the NSS coordinators of all the colleges out there in Mumbai. Having said so, there are issues. The volunteerism that we can probably get, like when I was in Palghar, which is a rural district, or in Raigad, which is a rural district, while handling the disasters or while managing COVID also, the civil defense volunteers or the NGOs, the youth volunteers, the rescue teams of some disaster management related NGOs, which were all young boys and girls, which were supporting us during floods and during cyclones, ensuring that people are getting the relief materials. So the volunteerism works really well, wherein the community as such lives as a community. So whereas in cities which are very cosmopolitan, very metro, and wherein life itself is always running at a speed beyond bullet trains, sometimes it is difficult, because these the boys and girls who come from other states and other parts of Maharashtra, and they are here in Mumbai, getting education, living, ensuring their own transport, and also collaborating for the government programs. In cities, there are difficulties that we sometimes face. But having said so, it's not that our youths are not interested in knowing about what happens in country, what is to be done for the country. In fact, the entire social media, which is these days led by youth, sometimes in the right direction and a lot often in the wrong direction, is because they are really, really concerned. They really want to talk about the issues that the country is facing, like Mumbai, when monsoon comes, from the city floods to the pothole issues, to the drainage issues. Everything is being discussed at length by the youths of Mumbai. But their active participation when it comes to beach cleaning, when it comes to the city cleaning,
around it, rather than the active participation.
Yeah.
Yep. Shreyaji?
Yep. I would agree with what Nidhi was saying. It's not that, we have lost our youth, we have not lost our camaraderie, we have not lost our peer groups in the digital era. We still have the group of youths working together. Might be it has taken a different phase, is what has happened in a digital era, because now your opinions are being heard by a lot of people at the same time in a digital platform. They're using, some of them are using it in a very good way, whereas some are having adverse effects. Because in case of floods, in case of any disasters, actually we are using the digital platforms to bring together our people, to disseminate the information faster, to make sure that the youth are working together. We are using the platform. At the same time, to formation of the groups, formation of the opinions, and that all spreads very faster in a digital platform among the youth nowadays. That's actually much more to say among the citizens, among the youth, responsible youth and responsible citizenry. That's the need of the hour. You have to know how to go about the information which you have received. How much has to be distilled? How much is the truth? How much is the peer pressure that you're having? How much is your peer group discussing about? That makes a lot of difference when coming to the youth of the day. Because now, if you see, only even when we are saying this, even among the youth of the India, only 50% has access to the digital platform. Still, people are there in the ground who don't have access to digital platforms, who have peers in the schools, that college group, or your groups in the locality which you're working together with. So we cannot completely say that our digital governance has completely taken away the youth to an era of mechanical world, where we are not sure about our environment, where we don't interact, where we are not emotionally connected. Still we are. It is only the part coming to the point that how much you are responsible, how much a responsible citizen.
You have a point there that, the biggest contribution that has been made by the social media, the digital tools, so to say, that it leads to a lot of debates and discussions. Some good, some bad, which is anyway, there are always two sides to the coin, and it will happen that way. But the point made by Nidhi, I would agree that as well, that it remains limited to the discussions and debates on social media only, and active participation still is lacking. Perhaps it's more out of the need to make noise and to vent out. People take to such digital tools which are available. But yes, the real sentiment is something which is what, even if you distill it out of 100, at least it'll be reflective of 25%, which otherwise was not the case when probably we did not have access to such digital tools. But yeah, to that extent, it does involve people in expressing their opinion, so that the governance in one way or the other may or may not improve if they have something specific to tell that leads to a grievance, which is then dealt one-to-one with the government agency, whether it is a district or the Zilla or the Panchayat or whatever it is. Yes, I agree with the points made by the panelists, but yes, interestingly, we have had this discussion over next maybe 15-20 minutes extended. Paucity of time, we'll have to stop here. And I, at this moment, thank all the three panelists for sharing your concerted opinion on various aspects of governance, keeping the districts in mind, because that is the first line of contact. The way the people deal with the first line of contact for a citizen to deal with the districts and the panchayats afterwards, Zilla Panchayat and so on. So thank you very much, Nidhi-ji, Shreya-ji and Samiji for joining us for this discussion.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, this takes us to the next agenda item on our list, which is the announcement of the next round of SKOCH Order of Merit semi-finalists. The pleasure of inviting Mr. Karnesh Sharma, Director, Tourism and Cultural Affairs, Golden Temple Plaza, Amritsar Culture and Tourism Development Authority. Do we have Mr. Sharma with us? Dr. Anuradha Dubey, Nodal Officer, Chhattisgarh Tourism Board. Ramvan Gaman Paryatan Paripath Pariyojana, Infrastructure Development and Beautification of Chandkuri Temple Complex, Chhattisgarh. Would you like to say a few words?
Hello, sir. Are we audible? We are from Chhattisgarh Tourism.
Please go ahead.
Dr. Anuradha Dubey ma'am is not available right now for some urgent reasons. She has to leave. So we are receiving this award on behalf of Chhattisgarh Tourism Board. Thank you so much for this particular award. And yes, it was a pleasure participating in the event, in the entire process SKOCH had organized. Thank you so much, sir.
Congratulations. Mr. Venkatesh T, Director, Department of Tourism, Government of Karnataka, Subsidy Portal for Karnataka Tourism Policy. Dr. R. Meena, Deputy Director, Health Services, District Administration, Cuddalore. Akalai Thedi Amrutwam. Dr. Yogesh Kaurav, Deputy Director, Directorate of Health Services, Government of Madhya Pradesh, Strengthening of Surveillance System.
Thank you so much, sir, for this award. I want to dedicate this award for my team leader, Dr. Veena Sinha ma'am. She has retired now, and she's the one which has to receive this award, but I am receiving this award on her behalf, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Congratulations. Sir D.T. Khanapure, Drugs Controller, Drugs Control Department, Government of Karnataka. Ease of doing business and time-bound services to the beneficiaries and distribution of COVID-19 drugs and liquid medical oxygen.
Good afternoon, sir. I am P. Ramesh, Deputy Drugs Controller, representing the Drug Control Department. On behalf of I am briefing about reforms brought during the COVID situations. Thank you very much for SKOCH Award Committee for having nominated our department to the semi-finalist for SKOCH Order for Merit. We take this opportunity to disseminate our various reforms implemented in our department for public. I would like to highlight pre-COVID situation that some of our services are offline. During and post-COVID, all our department services are brought online under Sakala Seva Sindhu services, which are time-bound, transparency, accountability, traceability, and faceless, contactless, and paperless services. Our department has worked and contributed as a team at state level as well as district level to handle COVID situation to access availability of the following essential medicines through War Room 24/7 hours. That is remdesivir injection, one of the most important medicine during the COVID situation, an average of 700 metric ton liquid medical oxygen per day distributed, like blood and blood components, all essential medicines including life-saving drugs as well as sanitizers, masks. Further, we handle COVID-19 situation and we have developed a software during the COVID period to take an indent and distribute these drugs. Thank you very much, sir.
Congratulations. Neetu Mathur, Chief Executive Officer, Gwalior Smart City Development Corporation. Design, supply, installation and maintenance of facade lighting for selected government buildings.
I dedicated this award, this merit award to my entire team of Smart City. They have been continuously working very hard for it. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to you and the entire team. The next one also goes to Gwalior Smart City Development Corporation. Conservation and adaptive reuse of Bharat Scout and Guide as digital cultural heritage museum and planetarium.
Thank you once again, team of Smart City and Municipal Corporation. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Yet another one for Gwalior Smart City, renovation and rejuvenation of Skill Development Center at RACDC.
Thanks to all the artisans who are involved into this. There are approximately 300 artisans who are working on it. So we dedicate this award to all the artisans in Gwalior. Thank you very much.
Congratulations once again. Health and Family Welfare Services, Government of Karnataka. Mr. V. Randeep, Commissioner. A healthier mind is healthier nation under ABARK.
Yeah, thank you very much to SKOCH for having nominated us, and we have reached semi-finals. We are grateful. My entire team is here with me who have worked for this. This is basically about continuum of care, starting right at the primary level, moving up to the secondary and tertiary levels, which involves promotional and preventive actions also. These are the key components which we are looking to have as an integrated approach towards improving mental health. Therefore, greater results will be facilitated now at these levels, including psychiatric treatment and support in both private as well as public institutions through the ABRK model, which is followed in the state. We also will provide a range of packages and mental health treatment regimens which will be followed. Treatment trajectories and insurance plans can be enhanced by creating and putting into place standards of care. More people are employed in the field now, in the field of mental health, and non-specialists are also being taught to offer mental health care in the neighborhood. So thank you again to SKOCH for having enlisted us in the semi-finals.
Congratulations. The next one also goes to Health and Family Welfare Services, Government of Karnataka for online referral module.
Thank you again. This is as an offset of the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. In the state, it is known as Arogya Karnataka. We have a unique feature wherein where the public hospitals first assess the condition of the patient, and thereafter, if the treatment facilities are not available in public hospitals. Earlier, this used to be done through a physical mode of referral, wherein a physical referral slip used to be given. And that used to cause a lot of issues, and the person had to be physically present and the other hospital was not aware of it. Through the online referral module, we have enabled this to be generated through the system. It is much more transparent, it is much more convenient to use, and the entire online system will display a host of private hospitals in which the ABRK services would be available. So from the online to the offline mode, this has been done, from the offline to the online mode, this has been done fairly seamlessly. And at the field, this has met with a lot of success and appreciation. And we thank SKOCH for having recognized the efforts of the state as well as the ABRK cell, Karnataka. Thank you.
Congratulations once again. Mr. Bhuvnesh Pratap Singh, Project Director, Jharkhand State AIDS Control Society for Strengthening of Blood Transfusion Services in Jharkhand.
And Bhuvnesh Pratap sir is busy somewhere else, but on behalf of sir, I am Assistant Director Dr. Sudhir Kumar. I thank SKOCH for nominating us, and we are very much thankful to them.
Congratulations. Dr. Ramachandra C, Director, Kidwai Memorial Institute of Oncology, Infrastructure Modernization. Mr. Pandit Khandu Patel, Chief Officer, Lonavala Municipal Council Solar Mobile Charging Station for Tourists. E-Tendering Portal, Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development Authority, MMRDA, Mr. HPR Srinivas, Commissioner.
On behalf of MMRDA, we thank the entire SKOCH team for appreciating our effort for both the initiatives. So this being e-tendering portal, thank you again for the entire team.
Congratulations. Portal revamp, Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development Authority, Mr. SKR Srinivas, Commissioner.
Thank you again. So as I said, we are very happy to see that, both the initiatives which we have nominated have basically been appreciated by the entire SKOCH team. Thank you again. Thank you again for the appreciation and recognition.
Congratulations. Mr. Mir Tafweez Mahmood, Executive Officer, Municipal Committee, Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir, Shri Amarnath Ji Yatra 2022, Sanitation.
Thank you, SKOCH, for appreciating our efforts, and I would like to dedicate this to the entire team of, especially the sanitation team of Municipal Committee Pahalgam. Once again, thank you for nominating us to the semi-finalist list and awarding us with SKOCH Order of Merit certificate. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Mr. Manoj Kumar Suryavanshi, Chairman, Nagpur Improvement Trust, online Guntevari application. Nagpur Metropolitan Region Development Authority, musical fountain, light, sound and multimedia show at Futala Lake. So Manoj Kumar Suryavanshi. National Health Mission Tripura, Dr. Mausami Sarkar, State Immunization Officer, Mukhya Mantri, Susto Shaishab and Susto Kaishor Abhiyan. Mr. Dinesh Kumar, Superintendent of Police, Paschim Medinipur District Police for Disaster Management.
Thank you, SKOCH Group. Me and my team are extremely happy to qualify for the semi-final for this SKOCH merit of Order of Merit. Thank you once again. Thank you so much once again.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Dinesh Kumar, Superintendent of Police, Paschim Medinipur District Police for Law and Order.
Thank you so much once again. Again, as I said, that law and order is very important aspect of our police day-to-day basis. And we are extremely happy that we have qualified for this semi-final. And me and my team are totally dedicated and very, very happy to get recognition at all India level. Thank you so much.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Prisons and Correctional Services, Karnataka. E-Prisons and Video Conferencing Facility in production of accused in courts and e-Mulaqat facility. Mr. Alok Mohan, DGP Prisons and Correctional Services. Mr. Abhinav Dilip Rao Deshmukh, Senior Superintendent of Police, Pune Rural Police, Maharashtra. Use of technology in large crowd gathering management. Dastane Shahadat, Punjab Heritage and Tourism Promotion Board, Mr. Karnish Sharma, Director, Tourism and Cultural Affairs. Public Works Department Integrated Management System, Punjab Roads and Bridges Development Board, Mr. Anurag Verma, Principal Secretary, Public Work Department. Virasat-e-Khalsa, Tourism and Cultural Affairs Department, Government of Punjab, Mr. Karnesh Sharma, Director, Tourism and Cultural Affairs. Mr. Nagaraj VS, Chief Officer, Fecal Sludge Treatment Plant, Town Municipal Council, Devanahalli.
First of all, we will thank you for selecting us on the minister. And we have been recognized in the field of sanitation, and we have been honored and thanks to the entire team for selecting us. We're happy to have our visitors all over the world and feeling proud to be a part of our city. Once again, thank you for.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Operation Kamdhenu, Uttarakhand Police, P. Venuka Devi, Deputy Inspector General.
Good evening. I thank SKOCH Group for selecting this initiative, for giving recognition to this initiative. And I'm so happy about this. And this is a very important, we have initiated this topic for road safety. As everybody knows that the number of vehicles are increasing on the road, and there is an equal nuisance by the stray cattle, abandoned stray cattle. So we took this initiative, especially for road safety and for the welfare of the stray cattle. So once again, I thank the SKOCH Group for giving recognition to this initiative. Thank you.
Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of the announcement of SKOCH Order of Merit Semi-finalists for 2022. Let's stand by for the next panel discussion. In the meanwhile, I request SKOCH team to run a small video as we have some time in between.
When I wanted to join politics, my uncle took me to one Mr. Anam Venkat Reddy, former Congress minister, who is close to our family. So my uncle told him that this boy is going to join some party. So he asked me what party it is. I said, I have not joined any party, but I like somehow Janasangh, Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Advani and all. He said, Janasangh? Yes. So he said, this is a North Indian party. Then he said, it's a urban party. Then he said it's an educated party. Then he said it's a Brahmin Banya party. Then he said it's a vegetarian party. I laughed at him and told him, sir, there is no such thing. So I became MLA in 1978. In the election, there was a Indira wave. 10 seats went to Congress in my district. I alone won on behalf of Janata Party. I was very active in Assembly. And then in 83, second time, the Congress people wanted to defeat me. Indira Gandhi came all the way to my constituency by a helicopter. They could not succeed and I won with double majority. In 1985, I was made state president of the BJP. There they wanted to make somebody from South as All India General Secretary. Pramod Mahajan and all suggested, why not Venkaya? In 96, when first BJP government came, Vajpayee became Prime Minister. All my other colleagues went to government. At that time, there was a discussion, who will look after the party? I volunteered. Again, when BJP government was formed in 98, then also the issue came, who will look after the party? I volunteered. In 2000, Rangaraj Kumaramangalam, he died. So, Atalji and Advaniji called me and told me, there is nobody senior from South in the central government. He asked me, you become power minister. Because Kumaramangalam was holding the portfolio of power, energy. I said, Atalji, I'm sorry. They said surface transport. And I said, sir, I don't know anything about engineering. Then Prime Minister called me next day morning. He was looking at it in rescue. He said, Krishi. Then he called Brajesh Minister. Why Krishi? He said, sir, Nitish Kumar is the agriculture minister. So Atalji said, he is our ally, we can't disturb him. Then, aur batao. Then I said, Gramin Vikas. As I hail from village, I thought, what about our roads? Because I used to walk 3 kilometers a day to go to school. The original idea came because the Prime Minister told us one of the days saying that he is coming out with a new scheme called as the Golden Quadrilateral. Then I discussed with my colleagues. They all said it's good, but how can you think of rural roads from Delhi? That has to be done by state government. We went to the cabinet with a proposal. It was not favoured, but there was a discussion. Then in the next meeting, I argued very strongly, emotionally. Then Nitish Kumar supported me. Yashwant Sinha, who was a little earlier firm that this should be done by state, he was getting reconciled. Then halfway through, Atalji said, "Bhai, isko bhi dekh lijiye na, acha hai." Some people like Chandrababu Naidu, they were of the view the money should be given to states. I was not in favor of it.
Within the Planning Commission, there was a lot of fear about this scheme, that this is too much of centralization and everything is being decided in Delhi. Why not just give money to the states and let the states decide and they will construct roads? And I said that, look, let us start with this.
Venkaya came all the way to Konkan, my constituency that time, launched this program. I can see the huge benefit that has accrued to the people.
ग्राम सड़क योजना ये अपने आप में अद्भुत और क्रांतिकारी कदम था गांव के विकास के लिए, समग्र विकास के लिए.
It has created very good impact. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana.
We have prioritized the entire scheme. In this scheme, naturally the poorer states got more funds.
In the 30 years up to 2003, agriculture production in Bihar was less than 0.5% per annum. 0.23% in fact, that was the rate of growth, which means it was almost stagnant. And between 2004 and 2014, it has been growing at 6% per annum.
We have come to this level, can be solely attributed to such leaders like Venkaya Naidu, who just not only handholds you, but he also grooms you to take positions and responsibility.
The reform is a software which has to be marketed, has to be accepted, it has to be implemented in a manner that the reform will not be seen as a threat, but will be seen to be as an enabler for helping you to do business better. So Venkaya understands that very well.
His foresight and his imagination has shown that a lot of poverty has declined because of PMGSY.
There is not a district in the country he has not visited. There is not a people's issue on which his heart doesn't throb. I feel proud to see him as an efficient leader of national stature.
हर रूप में उन्होंने न केवल पार्टी की
मजबूती और पार्टी की सेवा की, बल्कि देश को मजबूत रास्ते पे ले जाने का एक संकल्प और उस लक्ष्य को लेकर आगे बढ़े.
He puts up his 100% effort on that and make it a success. That time he was there as a rural development minister. He is responsible for all those programs of Vajpayee ji. Now as an urban development minister, he is doing all these urban housing.
In the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, there are three distinctive features. One feature is that the house, particularly if it's a new construction, it should be preferably in the name of a woman. The second important issue is we are making it mandatory that whatever the dwelling unit is going to be set up, it must have a toilet.
We are going to fund the housing for the urban poor in a big way, 6% interest subvention, something unheard in the history of the country. We are now coming out with this program of smart cities, where you are enhancing the urban facilities and also creating economic opportunities for the people. Utter mission for urban regeneration and transformation. Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, uplifting the poorest of the poor.
For the first time, I would say there is emphasis on every household should have water connectivity, every household should have a sewage connectivity. So these are all fundamentals which need to be incorporated in our urban scheme of things.
Suddenly, my father became sick. Our relatives told, no, it's your duty to take care of father. How can I take care of my father? So then they said, you better get married. In such a family, who will be taking care of your father? She has helped me to fulfill my responsibility towards her by that Pitru Dharma, whatever you call, and also enabling me to have the dream of my mother to study law.
ప్రజాసేవ చేయాలని నిర్ణయించుకునే ముందు నన్ను అడిగినప్పుడు తెలుసుకుని సరేనని చెప్పాను. మా తల్లిదండ్రుల సహకారంతో ఆయన నాకు దగ్గరగా పిల్లలు లేను ఇప్పుడు ఆలోచన లేదు. దేశానికి ఉపయోగపడే పనులు చేస్తున్నప్పుడు మా బంధువులందరికీ పిల్లలకు సర్ది చెప్పాను.
I must tell you, I could not do justice to her individually, to the family, even to the children also.
Myself and my brother, what we used to do is like we used to carry his clothes to the airport or to the bus stand or to the railway station, and we used to spend some time where he used to change his clothes and get ready and take the luggage again to go for another journey.
We used to see our father who was sticking posters of the party on the walls in the Nellore this thing. From that stage he has come to such a big stage. It is only due to his hard work.
With the support of my brother and my husband, we came together to work for the empowerment of the rural masses. And this happened when father was the rural development minister, because one day when we were discussing, we did this, that and all for Nellore or for the public. I said, Nana, fine, you have done this as a minister, but what are we going to do? How are you going to be remembered as an individual in the future? We are working towards education, empowerment and health in these three fields, and to support it, we have started a foundation called Mupvarpu Foundation, which is our house name, which supports the activities of Swachh Bharat Trust.
He initiated social service. It is going on very well. Number of centers is starting. This is where I appreciate him. Service is his motto.
His dedication to the people's cause stands truly exemplary. This dedication led him to launch Swarna Bharat Trust in his hometown Nellore and Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh. It is also imparting employment skills to women and youth, enabling them to get good employment.
మన దగ్గర ఉన్నాడు. తర్వాత వాళ్ళ అమ్మ నాన్నతో గమనంతోనే డెవలప్ అయినాడు, ఎక్కువ వచ్చాడు. ఈ ఆటో కూడా వాళ్ళ అమ్మ నాయన గమనంతోనే ఉన్నాడు.
పెళ్ళైన తర్వాత 2 సంవత్సరాలు లాజాగా విశాఖపట్నం పోయినాడు. 2 సంవత్సరాలు ఇందిరమ్మ జైల్లో పెట్టింది. అప్పుడు దాకా బిడ్డలు తల్లి మా ఇంట్లోనే ఉన్నారు. తర్వాత కాపురం పెట్టుకున్నారు.
9 years అప్పుడు వచ్చినప్పటి నుంచి 9 ఏళ్ల వరకు ఇంచుమించు పైనే ఇంకా ఎప్పుడు వచ్చినా నా బిడ్డలాగే పెరిగాడు. నా ఉద్దేశంలో ఒకే ఒక్క మాట చెప్పగలుగుతుంది. మాకు తెచ్చింది తెలుగు తల్లి గర్వించదగ్గ బిడ్డ అంటారు పాట కదా, చాలా గొప్ప బిడ్డగా పెరిగినందుకు నాకు చాలా 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 హ్యాపీ.
This is a fulfilling journey. It's been 23 years since I joined him. I don't go to temples, I don't do puja, but he's a living God to me.
We have a hero and we call him Tatya.
My Tatya is a hero for me. Despite his busy schedules, he finds times to spend with us, takes us to movies, holidays and many more. He's too disciplined and wants us to be the same like him.
He's very youthful, energetic, and we play badminton regularly with him.
I love him so much that I cannot express in words, but if you ask me to say it in one line, I would say he's my center of my universe.
Born in a small village of Chavatapalam in the Nellore district of Andhra Pradesh. Having then moved to the Nellore town and becoming a school leader, and then to the VR college for further studies. But as a child, the loss suffered was beyond imagination.
My father had a friend by name Mr. Venkat Reddy. Both of them used to go to different places to purchase Ongol, oxen for competition, etc. So he sent a vehicle to fetch my father to my village, Chavatapalam. And my mother called the Dhobi to fetch her his Angavastram. That fellow delayed, so my mother went to the backyard and started calling him. She didn't notice there was a buffalo. She just pushed it aside. While coming back, the buffalo hit us, and the horns have gone from this side to the other side. She was just carrying me in her arm, and she dropped me. Then my grandparents took me away to their native place. I was 3 months, 6 months exactly, I don't know. Though I lost my mother, earlier it was my grandmother, later my wife, then subsequently my daughter, who is taking care and substituting the role of my mother. I love my mother like anything because she has given me this beautiful life. I drew inspiration from my mother's wish, and then people used to say how my mother used to talk about me, saying that my son will become very great, he'll become a good advocate, he'll get a good name. Like that, you know, villages, they talk among the family members.
Welcome back, everyone, to our next panel, which is on the state of digital governance, looking at cities. The district administration and municipalities have always been on the forefront and are really the face of the Sarkar, the government, to the common man. In the last panel, we discussed the state of digital governance from the district's perspective, and the current panel looks at it from the perspective of the cities. We have been experiencing rapid urbanization in the last few years, which is coupled with the recent pandemic that brought about enhanced challenges for the municipalities and all the cities together. There has been a major strain on financials too. There is a need to look into the future requirements on a planned basis, taking into account the massive resource requirements to meet higher stakeholder expectations. Needless to say that the expectation of the citizen while interacting with the government have really shot up, and more so in post-pandemic phase. Moving backwards a bit, empowerment of ULBs under 74th Constitutional Amendment has also been lagging, whether it is to do with the formation of metropolitan planning committees at the city level or transport planning or mohalla samitis. There is a lot that needs to be done. Talking of smart cities on the other side, each city is expected to complete its projects within 5 years from the beginning itself in different time periods from the date of selection. Also remains a fact that nearly 50% of about over 5,000 projects have remained unfinished, different stages of development. According to the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, 40% of India's population will be living in its cities by 2030, meaning that the pressure on the cities is going to be mounting year on year. Improving the infrastructure and digitally enhancing the cities is the need of the hour and will serve as a backbone to India becoming an empowered society and a robust knowledge economy. A lot of things may sound philosophical at this moment, but if you look at the reality, which is exactly what we are facing, and we would like to discuss today, putting some straightforward questions to our panelists to seek answers. Let me have the pleasure of introducing our panelists today. Mr. Shankar Deshpande, Chief Town and Country Planning, Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development Authority. Pursuing PhD from IIT Mumbai, Mr. Deshpande is a celebrated TEDx speaker, specialist in urban planning and design. He has contributed immensely to MMRDA and represented the organization in several international fora, including the United States, Australia, Japan, Switzerland, Spain, and so on and so forth. We are joined by Mr. Kishore Kanyal, Commissioner, Gwalior Municipal Corporation and Executive Director, Gwalior Smart City. He has championed many causes towards transforming the city into a truly sustainable and inclusive. Besides routine governance and administrative works of the corporation at Gwalior, he has spearheaded a number of initiatives that will go a long way in helping Gwalior stand out from the rest, starting from imparting a behavioral change in citizens towards cleanliness to conserving a rich built and cultural heritage of Gwalior, to introducing state-of-the-art ICT-based smart solutions in governance. The catch point here is behavioral change in citizens towards cleanliness. Excellent. Mr. Prashant Bhandarkar, Superintendent Engineer, Nagpur Metropolitan Region Development Authority, who is Bachelor in Civil Engineering and MBA in Finance. He has worked on various projects, including Hill Road Housing, country's first ever musical fountain, PMAY, and developing the religious circuits to help promote pilgrimage with an experience. Mr. Pandit Khandu Patil, Chief Officer from Lonavala Municipal Council. He is an environmentalist and has developed and installed free solar mobile charging stations in the city of Lonavala. This in addition to increasing the green cover in the city. Clean Lonavala, Green Lonavala is his motto and has spent over 12 years in the field. His vision for the city is to attract more tourists who will bring in enhanced revenue for the city and giving them safety and convenience at every step. Good step. Mr. Mir Tafweez Mahmood, Executive Officer, Municipal Committee from Pahalgam. He earlier served as an executive officer in Kokonag and Directorate of Urban Local Bodies, Kashmir. He was a managing partner of Green Ecos. He obtained MPhil in ecotourism from the Central University of Kashmir and is currently pursuing his doctorate in tourism. He even represented the state in Nation Winter Olympic Games in snow ski. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. So my first question goes to Mr. Deshpande. We will pose questions one by one and seek everybody's response, maybe for 2 to 3 minutes before we move on to the next one. And then we get into a discussion mode. So Mr. Deshpande, what would be short, medium, and long-term reforms that need to take place when it comes to improving municipal governance, considering the challenges that we face? Mr. Deshpande.
Yeah, good afternoon. Welcome all. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
I'm sitting in an unknown place with the screen things, but hope the connectivity is good. Thanks once again. Yes, reforms, I think we are on a growing curve where a lot has happened and much has to happen, especially if you look at urban local bodies. In the short term, we think that all the building permissions for the citizens should have to go online, number one, because that is an area where the development has direct interface with the citizens. And number two, within the organizations, urban local bodies, as well as the corporations, councils, with the state government, the correspondence has to be totally digital. Then, if we take a long-term thing, then the certifications which are now given by various departments, you have to enforce the blockchain technology takes over, and one government which has approved the certification uploads it, and we don't have to ask the developers or the architects to come again and again. Apart from this, we also need to have ERP, BEAM, and GIS layers, all the information, because the decision making has to be now totally data driven. Once we say that, we need to collect the data, and all what we do has to be geospatially connected and ring-fenced. This certainly will improve the efficiencies of the functioning of the urban local bodies. More surveillance will come into picture, more transparency will come, and this will help ease of making business to a tremendous extent, and will also help monitoring the efficiencies of the employees and the deliverables which are expected to the citizens.
I think whatever you mentioned makes a whole lot of sense, because moving forward, technologies are something which is going to solve a whole lot of issues for the cities. But looking at the modern technologies like AI, we talk of ML, we talk of robotics and stuff like that. It requires a huge amount of investments, and cities unfortunately have always been lacking it because of obvious reasons, and not been able to go to the market to raise bonds and stuff like that. So how do we make that happen? I mean, sounds good, but how do we make that happen? Where's the money going to come from?
I feel that digital governance and digital technologies help themselves to generate finance because of their efficiencies which they bring in, transparencies which they bring in. You have to make a business case for every initiative. If we look at the example of what MMRD does with the commuters, we wanted to give an experience of seamless travel for all on the metro, and we thought that we should go with a digital card. Now we got sponsors for that. Banks came forward. We had this technology. Even the AFC machines which are there on the stations are getting sponsored. So it is something, if you have a platform and if you have a scale, then adaptability becomes easy. Only thing is to make a proper business scale where all the stakeholders are involved. If you could do that with the help of all the digital technology and intelligence and consulting together, then there is a way forward, and we should not only wait that finance is a hurdle and how should I take the reform. Reforms should go ahead. There is no dearth of finance if there is a will. That's what my say is.
Excellent. So let me move over to invite Mr. Kishore Kanyal, Commissioner from Gwalior Municipal Corporation, who is also the Executive Director of Smart City.
Hello. Yeah, are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, Gwalior is a unique example of so many things. The city has got very good heritage properties, and then what Smart City has been doing over the last almost 4.5 years, trying to blend digital technologies with the heritage conservation. We are trying to use technology for the betterment of the societies from different tools. For example, as you mentioned about the behavior changes in Gwalior. See, what we do, the use of technology, in the sense that we have got 30 centers which are controlled through ITMS. And we use different places through public address system by sitting in my ICCC centers only. Here from, I can control, I can see who is violating, I can put fine against those fellows who are violating things. So that is helping to discipline the behavior of the civilians, the society, the people of the Gwalior. Meanwhile, we are also using this technology for controlling our traffic sensors. Those who are violating, we are again putting fine upon them. And this is also becoming a source of revenue for us. Last 2.5 years, we have earned 3 crore rupees out of this fine system only. And we have made request to the state government that the fine system, the whatever contribution they're making, we should get around 75% of that. So the same amount can be further used for further enhancement of all this for the entire system. So we are basically trying to use the technology because as you see the Gwalior, once as a tourist point of view, if you want to ask someone, what do you know about Gwalior? He was asked about 2 things. One is Gwalior Fort, other one is Jaivilas Palace. Now people talk about Maharajwada, where because of the facade lighting, they have made that area so beautiful that whosoever comes there, they don't want to miss the place, especially in the evenings. The facade lighting has made the entire area looks beautiful. In fact, it can be compared to one of the best European places. So Gwalior is changing. This is what the theme we have given, and we are focusing on a lot of changes. We are promoting such things where people's participation is there. Those citizens who are themselves coming up, we promote them, we facilitate them, we give them even the receptions. And those who make violations, we again put some fines also. So I believe that Gwalior is a city which is in Bajikar, and Gwalior is a city where the smart city is, this is the only city, I would say, out of 52 projects, they have completed 36 projects and 16 projects are undergoing on. So we are rapidly in the process of completing those projects. So, and we want to make these projects, open for the public and so that people should enjoy. So we have made different brochures for the people. We have installed different brochures to different locations, including airport, railway stations, hotels. So the people can come to see the different beautiful places that have been created by Smart City over the last 3-4 years. So we are not only on the one side using technology with the betterment, mixing up with the lot of attractive places and trying to convert these places revenue generated based on revenue generation to make it not only self-sustainable, even if it become a good source of revenue for the smart city as well as for the municipal corporation. So in my view, Gwalior is changing and a lot of changes have taken place. A lot of changes are taking place here. As one can see, the new airport is coming up, new railway development concept is coming up, new ISBT is coming up. We are coming up with so many new things, including one we're trying for greenfield city within the SADA area, which comes in the periphery of urban area. So a lot of new things is happening. So, and the role of smart city has been wonderful, very, very nice. And all my team has worked very hard into it. And we have also got contribution from the district administration and the people's representatives and everyone. So I believe that, in fact, I invite all of you to make visit to Gwalior also and just see the changing Gwalior and a wonderful Gwalior.
Sure. Thank you. I'll come back to you and I move over to invite Mr. Prashant Bhandakar. Mr. Bhandakar, you are muted.
Sir, good afternoon to everybody.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear us?
Yes, please go ahead.
NIT is a development authority. In Nagpur, there are 2 development authorities. One is NMC and another is NIT. So NIT is formed by the Act of NIT 1936. From then onwards, we have acting as a planning authority in NIT Nagpur city. So up till 80s, we have got some schemes. We have implemented 53 schemes, various schemes, acquisition schemes, some are housing schemes. But later on, in 80-85, the landowner has another aspect that they used to sold their land to a private societies, and the private society has sold unauthorizedly to the individual plot holders to the plots, and that plots were not regularized by the authority. These all unauthorized layouts were grooming in Nagpur. For that, in 2000, government of Maharashtra has put up with a unique idea to implement a Guntevari, which has been implemented through Guntevari Act. So those who has gotten cell deed prior to 2000 or any possession of society prior to 2000, can apply for a regularization of a layout, unauthorized layout, so as to have a regularization of his plot, and he can have a bank loan and can sanction the building plan on his plot. So with a unique idea, NIT has invited applications to regularization of plots. At that time, in the year 2000, 2001, around 22 lakhs applications was there to regularization of layout. And due to a shortage of staff and a crunch of staff, it was impossible for NIT to implement the huge application which was received in NIT. So at that time, it was decided to implement this all regularization scheme through e-governance, that is Guntevari governance model, which can have an unique result and fast result to the public. So these all application was put up in the e-governance software, and accordingly we dealt these 2 lakhs applications through e-governance. We issue some memos, some demand notes for regularization through e-governance. After payment of this development charges, we issue them a regularization letter, RL letter, which we say. And after RL letter, he can sanction his building plan through NIT and get a loan, or can have a authorized building on his own plot. So for this, we have received a 2 lakhs application, out of which we have dealt all 2 lakhs application. Near about 1,40,000 RL have been issued up till now. And later on in 2020, so Maharashtra government has extended that limit of 2000 to 2020 of SEDLIT. And after that, we again gone for applications to people that if they have got a SEDLIT up to 2020, they can again apply for the regularization. At that time, we have got an online application from them, so that minimum human interface can be there. They can apply their applications for regularization from any place of world by sitting in home or by any place. They have to only load their mobile numbers, their SEDLIT, Aadhaar card, and minimum 2-3 documents they have to upload the documents. And accordingly, now we are targeting the application which has been received online also. So our job is now been easy due to this e-governance platform.
What's your opinion about the dematerialization of land records? Because starting with the rural, then ultimately it's going to be covering urban as well. So what's your opinion about it?
I think the dematerialization of land record should be there in the form of in the developed world IT sector, and all facilities which are now available. We should go for an electronic data record. So we are also creating this e-governance has also created a database which their SEDLIT and all documents are now with us. It can be stored in the form of electronic form. So it is easy for us to have a space also. And what happens that if sometimes we need it, his hard copy can be asked to submit in the office also.
Sure. Thank you for your submission. I'll come back to you. In the meanwhile, I invite Mr. Pandit Kandu Patil. Are you there with us, Mr. Patil?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Patil? I think he's there, but his video is switched off. So let's invite Mr. Mir Mahmood from Municipal Committee, Pahalgam.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I'm basically the executive officer for Municipal Committee Pahalgam, and I'm holding 2 other charges of Municipal Committee Achbal and Ashmukam. I would like to draw the attention of the panelists to the problems. Like we agree that in these technologies, the digital technologies are need of the hour. But we also need to understand the fact that for small towns that have just been recently nominated as towns, the problem still lies there. For that matter, there is a good chunk of population that still, we can say, are illiterate. And when we are turning our focus totally on internet-based services, say, for example, we're offering services, building permissions completely online, death and birth certificates completely online, and there is other trade licenses, for that matter, completely online. But still, there are people who come to the office and say they don't know how to apply online. We face that difficulty, and if we don't talk about it, the problem is not going to get solved. Second is the problem, say, funding for bigger towns is not a problem. Say, for that matter, Municipal Council Delhi, huge funding opportunities. For a small town like Ashmukam that hardly has land availability, and even for that matter, we cannot find land for small infrastructure creation, because the unorganized development of the town prior to the notification as town has already taken place, and we cannot ask people to dismantle their homes for creation. That problem needs to be discussed more often to come up with a proper solution. So I guess digital literacy and digital governance is important for making the street smart, but it cannot be taken totally in a way for small towns that is going to affect small shopkeepers, because all of in a day I get 2 or 3 people who come to the office just saying that I ask them, you can apply online, and they say, where to apply online? And then I have to send an employee of mine with that person on some computer and ask them, you have to apply like this. And I know they are not that literate to have that. So that needs to be talked, and that needs to be discussed. Equally important to talk about the limitations part, the flip side of digital governance or smart city, so that an effective mechanism is on offer.
I fully understand, and I actually appreciate the 2 points that you have raised. One is of capacity building of the citizens interacting with the government, and second is the ICE activities which need to take place. I think with both of them, it would be possible for you to free your manpower from helping citizens interacting with the government in a digital way. In fact, the very objective of digitalization has been to take the discretion out of the system and let the citizen interact directly with the government without anybody's advice or intervention. And if, despite all of that, 20 years into e-governance, and we are facing the same trouble of empowering people how to use it, they are not able to use it, then I think there is some problem somewhere, and we have not been able to really achieve those targeted objectives. You have actually pointed out, because in large cities, it may not be the problem. In metropolitan areas, it may not be the problem. But in the smaller cities and towns where people hardly have any exposure to computers, how to access digitally. And then all those problems keep coming back, which is what we're trying to avoid. So we'll try and get answers to your question, the problem that you have posed. Let's take this further to Gwalior. Something very important pointed out by Pahalgam. Would you like to, make a suggestion or two how to help them? Mr. Kanyal.
Sorry, we actually, due to connectivity issue, missed the point from Pahalgam. Could you please highlight what exactly is the opinion sought for?
Mr. Mahmood, would you summarize the 2 problems that you are facing? The benefit of Gwalior?
Sure. We were just discussing about the limitations, the flip side of smart city concept, and 2 points that I highlighted. One was about there is a good chunk of population who still, we can say, are not internet savvy, or we can, for that matter, even some are small chunk but illiterate, but they also need the services of the municipalities, for that matter, say, be it
I guess you have gone on mute.
Yeah, Mr. Mahmood, you've gone on mute.
Oh, sorry. We were just discussing about the flip side of the smart city concept, and 2 points that came into discussion. One was that there is a chunk of population that still is not internet savvy, and for that matter, there is a chunk of population that are not literate. And when we are shifting totally our services online, it is difficult because still those people have to come to our offices and seek help from our support to avail the services, because larger concept of smart city has been that a person should avail the services from the comfort of his home or anywhere he is comfortable, rather than coming to the office or visiting any computer center for availing the services. But these problems are very relevant to small cities like Ashmukam and Achbal in Kashmir, rather than with the bigger cities where the problem might not be there.
Yeah, so this is the point actually was made by Mr. Mahmood, that smaller cities still face the problem of people not getting used to the digital services which are available online. The capacity building is lacking, and due to poor ICE activities, they are not able to actually serve the population well. The situation in Gwalior is totally different. So what would you recommend Pahalgam to do?
Yeah, actually, these are the common things when we start any new thing in any place. This is what the common problem we face. Initially, when we started up in Gwalior, we also faced the same challenges. See, 2-3 important aspects that we have to look into it. One is that you have to increase your awareness, different advertising campaigns, publicities that you have to make. Then you have to make a lot of interaction with the people. Just like for the sanitation campaign. I used to be part of most of the religious places where there used to be religious, people. They used to make speeches. I used to become part of them, and I used to make I used to take few minutes. I used to tell them about the sanitation campaigns. Similarly, if there is any, am I audible?
Yes, of course. Yes.
So we also take the help of, say, newspaper, print media, electronic media, social media, and these are the important tools which increase the level of our access to different, even the remote areas. Because publicity makes a lot of difference. That's what I have observed in Gwalior. Sometimes we are unable to approach, we are unable to reach, our team is unable to reach to the people who are living, say, in different locations. But through media, we can reach to those areas. So I think use of media is very important. We can have, cup of tea with the media people, and you'll see they will spread all your good things into different places. Then the access of this media is, in most of the areas there, through different media, as I said, electronic media or social media or newspaper. Even you can also use the use of radio, FMs, which has got a very good access. We use all these things. So then sometimes I also tell my team to go yourself to different areas and make presentations, what we are doing, how we can use latest technologies. Because using Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, Mr. Kanel, you're audible. Please go ahead.
So sometimes I tell my team to go to the different places, make their presentations, have interaction with the people, make awareness amongst them. And sometimes you have to have such sort of interaction, which is very interesting. Why we are doing this thing? Why don't you become part of it? What are the advantages of it? Sometimes storytelling, even the play is also play a very important role in exhibiting what you want to say. So these are the important tools, I believe, which helps us to increase our whatever we want to say to them, and we want to make people as part of it.
These are excellent inputs, and so ultimately it boils down to sensitizing people and involve them in both the feedback mechanism and trying to address the problems that they're facing. So probably there could be a takeaway for Mr. Mahmood there for you. In fact, in case you would like to understand more, so offline, once we are done with the conference today, you could get in touch with Gwalior and seek their help. Moving on to the next one, in fact, it's very important that the financial health, which Mr. Deshpande, in fact, in the beginning pointed out, that remains a very big issue. And there are hurdles in raising municipal bonds. This was one which was started early on by Pune, and then probably, Hyderabad went for it, and a couple of more cities that happened. They've raised to the tune of some 2,500 crore rupees through municipal bonds, but it remains limited. So the question is, why it is not proliferating? What are the hurdles? What needs to be done? So let me start with Mr. Bhandarkar.
So NIT is a ULB and a development authority. As a NIT, we don't take any financial help from government, Maharashtra government. We have got an ample land bank, which we generate our funds from selling the plots of land. So to develop such some technology or some modification in any system, we used to use our own money to develop it. So we don't have to float any bond or any this. Due to selling of plots, we can earn many money, so that our establishment charges and other charges can be governed by it.
But not everyone would be as lucky as you are across the country. Just yes. Maybe on the fingertips you can count. So yeah. Do you think that going to the market, raising municipal bonds is a good idea? If it is yes, then why is it not proliferating?
Sir, as a development authority, each and every project can't give a revenue to a authority. So some of the projects are loss-making projects. So how can we earn by taking a bond, or if the bond, we can generate a revenue from any bond? So it is very difficult to have a revenue generation from that bond. For example, we have developed a swimming pool, international class swimming pool. We have done an expenditure of around 25 crores on it. So how can you expect that some profit can be generated from a swimming pool or an international skating ring? We have also developed it. It is a loss-making projects. Being a development authority, it is your responsibility to give facility to the citizens. So I think bond may not be a good idea to generate a fund for an institute.
So, Mr. Deshpande, you also happen to be a metropolitan development authority, and considering what Mr. Bhandarkar is talking about, that it's not really a good idea to go for bonds because you don't know whether you are profit making or not, and to raise funds. So, do you have an alternate opinion, or you agree with him?
Yes, I'm independent on this.
Deshpande.
Hello.
Deshpande is not with us any longer. Yeah.
Yes.
Can you just repeat your question was?
Yeah. So as Mr. Bhandarkar said, that as one of the metropolitan development authorities that he is, he doesn't really require to go for the municipal bonds. He doesn't find this to be a viable alternative to raise money, because if the project or the authority is loss making, you will never be able to do it. You also come from another development authority, which is MMRDA. So do you agree with his submission, or you have an alternate opinion? Is it a good idea, bad idea? Do you agree with him?
Yeah, if I can gather you correctly, your question is that whether municipal bonds is a good idea of raising finance. Is that what we're talking about?
Correct.
Yeah, municipal bonds is a very good idea, provided the municipal properly maintained. You need to have a good fiscal discipline to have municipal bonds, because it is not only borrowing, it is the money which you have to pay back, and you have to earn some amount of dignified rate of return for on these bonds where people trust you. The most important thing is municipal bonds indicate that people have trust in corporation, people have trust in urban local bodies, and therefore people have trust in the bonds. Now one has to develop this trust by the deliverables, by efficiency, by transparency. And that's a huge take for the transformation. It's not only that you have land values and sometimes you recollect the money and get some asset valuation done. It is because bonds are for a long period, and you have a perpetual financial and fiscal discipline and plans in place with your assets. So a good balance sheet for urban local bodies with a discipline is a good, what we can say, base for going for municipal bonds. Yes, it is good. It is done globally, and we all should go in these directions only because it will keep the state budgetary from less load and the central budgetary from less load if you can leverage this. But yes, it's not only to say municipal bonds, it's a huge responsibility of urban local bodies and corporations to ensure that the people have trust in what you do, and to maintain the trust continuously, you will have to deliver with a lot of transparency. Well, number one, that is good. A lot of reforms to come, number two, and you have to take digital transformation and financial discipline together. Once you do that, municipal bonds are there for taking. Yes.
So if I take your inputs correctly, that not only that people have to trust in the functioning of the municipal authority, municipal body, the corporation itself has to believe in its own strengths, that they would be able to return those kind of financial gains in response to the bonds. So ensuring and providing transparent citizen services with improved service levels is something which is what a municipal corporation is supposed to do, while people also need to believe that they indeed would be able to deliver. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, exactly. What I'm trying to say is it will improve the internal efficiency of the system, because you are reportable on day-to-day basis on maintaining fiscal disciplines. Your decision makings will be what we can say more democratic in a way, more transparent in a way, and the way forward is that you will become very accountable yourself once you start raising the money from public and you become accountable to public at a large. And the only benefit what we can get is the leveraging.
So
X amount you can do 1.5x, 2.5x the project of that size.
So does it mean that the cities are scared? That's the reason why this bond financing is not taking off.
No, it is not. If you want to approach the markets for bonds, then you need to have a fiscal budget. Number one, you have a discipline, you have a balance sheet which talks about it, and you have a pipeline of projects to be implemented and revenue streams. Now, nobody is going to invest or undertake your bonds if you don't have a stream of revenues. Now, every city has to prepare these kind of things, and not every city is blessed like Mumbai or Nagpur or Pune, where you have land assets with the organization. And that is the key. So, if you have urban local bodies in tier 2 or tier 3, you need to have a land base, you need to have a revenue streams, you have to have projects in the hand. Unless all these project reports are in place, you can't approach this market for raising public money through bonds. One thing is good, you will have a discipline. One thing is good, that you will be accountable. All the projects and all the investments will go through a standard operating procedure which are of best practice. That's what, and this will also ensure that the quality of infrastructure which is implemented will be very much upgraded and high skill.
Correct.
Plus operation and maintenance, which is a key part in maintaining any asset which is created by local bodies, will also be of very good quality. Once you have bonds, once you have operation and maintenance taken care, and the entire life cycle of project is accounted for.
Right. So, Mr. Kanyal? What's Gwalior's perspective in this?
Point actually, something different. See, in our country, only 16, 17 municipal corporations, they have gone for the municipal bonds. And most of the cities, they want fast development. And right now, their sources of income is either internal or grant from the central government or from the state government. Our country, the municipal corporation overall, they hardly contribution from these institutions, outside institution is just 1%, it's less than 1%. Whereas if you make comparison of taking loans of foreign corporations is sometimes 100%, sometimes 200%. Why can't we also go for long-term loans from various international institutions? Let's say JICA, it gives loans up to say 30 years or 40 years with some maybe 10 years moratorium period with rate of interest 1 to 2%. And if we get loan and the state government say give liberty to us and say it doesn't raise any question to it, then I think the pace of development will increase very fast. As we have a target to urbanize 50% population in coming 25 years. So that can be achieved when we'll make solid, robust infrastructure in the cities. And that includes, of course, roads, water network, sewage and all that, and lighting and all that. And we are also opening ways for private investors to come to the city and make further development. Just take the example of Gwalior city. Now, this is the city which is having 423 square kilometer area for the development, which is one of the largest and this largest municipal corporation in Madhya Pradesh. Just you can imagine we are having only population of 50 lakhs, but area is too big. So we have a very big opportunity also for development and the scope of taking loan also. So I believe that since the city is now coming up with so many new things, including airport, railway station, ISBT and all that. So we have a very good chance. But we also need fund. Now, central government is definitely giving us some grants. Through Amrit, they're giving us grants. Some Jan Shakti program is coming up. A lot of programs are coming up. But how much money we'll get? If we want faster development in a very short period, then definitely we need to take loan. A loan that of 1 or 2% interest with the moratorium period. And then through internal system, as you said, we have to increase our property tax collections, garbage and water taxes, whatever it is, taxes, user charges, and we have to give facilities to citizens. And in return, we should earn money. Every municipal corporation now trying to monetize the land, which is a vacant land which they have. We also try. We have earned last year around 20 crore rupees after monetizing those things. But if we want, suppose if Gwalior Municipal Corporation say get 1,000 crore rupees loan, just see the pace of development. It will change everything. Recently, we have gone for the comprehensive mobility plan. The draft got ready. Now we are talking to them to please make us drawing, design, detail estimate so that we can ask for the money, whether for the central government or state government or for the internal sources. So that will definitely increase the pace if we get some good sources of revenues, good sources of loan part, and that can be done when we are allowed to go for loan from international institutions.
Sure. Do we have Mr. Patil with us? Lonavala, it's still switched off. Can you hear me, Mr. Patil? I think he's still facing some connectivity issue. Just last one quick question before we wind up the discussion. We have understood a whole lot of stuff when it comes to the financial health of the cities and the problems that cities face. There is another challenge today, which is of the carbon emissions and the need to adopt better technologies across sectors and industries. So what is it that individually happening in the cities and what needs to be done? Because this is emerging as a big area of concern. And also each city is now going to be earning the carbon credits, which are going to be, valued differently for each city individually. So if I may, ask Mr. Deshpande for his quick reaction on this. Deshpande, I think since he was on the move, he is not with us. Mr. Bhandarkar?
Sir, we are promoting to a green buildings. We have constructed three government green buildings in our regime. Now, secondly, we are planting more trees. Means in 2014-15, we have planted 2 lakh trees in city. And this time we have planted 20,000 trees in city. So we are pushing forward for more on plantation also, and to go for a green building also, to promote green building concept.
Mr. Deshpande?
Can you just tell me what are we discussing? I lost your voice in between.
Yeah, we lost that connection. In fact, what I was asking that, apart from all the challenges that we have discussed so far, one new emerging challenges the CO2 emissions. Need to adopt better technologies across sectors, industries. You need to handle this situation, and also moving forward, we are going to be earning carbon credits. So, what should be done? What's the way moving forward?
Yeah, nice, interesting. If you talk about green gas emissions, and if you're talking about cities, we all know that most of the cities are contribution to the growth of the country, GDP contribution, plus also high energy consumption, as well as more greenhouse gas emissions. And then as a city planner, for an urban planner, or for city development and the municipal corporations, there are various sustainable development goals which we have to achieve for either 1.5, 2 or 2 degrees or net zero, whatever we say we have to do. Most of the factor which we know is it's 100%. If we divide into 3 parts, about 70% come through energy, which is from buildings and all other energy consumption. So we have to go clean and green on energy consumption. 20% contribution to GHGs from the cities is coming from transportation, where we are handling public transport to be enhanced, and about 4 to 5% is coming from the waste, which is been not tackled in an environmental friendly manner. Now, if we come about energy, 70%, we have to go for clean energy. Most of the buildings have to be efficiently used, as well as we have to use all the smart tools for efficient use of the buildings. Even if you talk about the elevators which are consuming electricity, and we come and see that 1% taking elevation up and 1% coming down, even at that level, if we start bringing efficiencies in the building, and we have the building management systems in place for all the new buildings, and retrofit the old buildings, use wherever there are solar quotients possible in the geography of nation, where you are permitted to get more and more solar rays, you try to use your solar roofs to convert the solar energy and capture that. However, in urban areas, we can also talk about the 20% emissions which we can reduce drastically by moving to electrical vehicles on the private transport and public transport, which is electric driven, clean and green, and shifting the modal shift from almost, if you call a city like Mumbai, Nagpur, Pune, etc., where metros are now going ahead with every 10 lakhs plus cities, central government feeling that metro is the way. Metro is definitely an environmental friendly mode of transport. And if you see mobility for all and urban transport for all who moves, and if you are traveling on metro, that means public transport, and which is using clean and green energy, then you are saving greenhouse gas emissions on all the fossil fuel used electrical vehicle, non-used vehicles of 2-wheeler, 3-wheeler and 4-wheeler. So the way forward is shifting to EV, having more EV charging stations, having green and clean buildings, and shifting the role of public transport. Apart from that, if you see the urban planning, the land use and transport has to be such that people don't travel much and everything is walkable and cyclable distance, which is concept of transit-oriented development to way forward. That's what we are talking about, urban development and transportation hand in hand for sustainable urban development in future. That is how the urban carbon footprint will start reducing, and we will be doing our bit for adaptation measures of greenhouse gas emission reductions to achieve 1.5 and 2 degrees. That's what my take is.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Mr. Kanyal, Gwalior.
See, for this, Gwalior has already taken a lot of initiative into it. In fact, I'm coming straight from the practical aspect. We are coming up with a 100-ton, CNG gobar gas plant with the help of IOCL, totally sponsored by Government of India. And now it will be operated by us after some time when it is totally installed. Then we are also going for the legacy waste treatment. It is again coming up. We are going for the tender now. So Gwalior city will take advantage of it. We have a plan to make city as a dust-free city target, 100 kilometer every year. Last year, we made 30 kilometer area totally dust-free zone. And we were surprised to know that once we were getting, last year, we were getting 25% grant from the Government of India. Now we're getting 75% grant because we have reduced PM10 up to 13%, which is the highest in Madhya Pradesh. So these are the steps which we're taking apart from greeneries, plantations, that's a routine thing. We want to focus on dust-free zones. So more pavers end to end, we don't want to make any place which is full of dust. So by putting pavers on both sides and making the roads beautiful, it looks beautiful and you get vibrant roads and you enjoy the place. In many of the roads I see in the morning now, more people walk into those areas. Where once people were not going to that area, but now they're walking to those areas and in hundreds and thousands of people they're walking. So my concept is that we should work simultaneously on these things so that we can go after all this coverage. So practical step we have taken up and God is improving a lot and we are moving ahead fast.
Excellent. Mr. Mahmood, one last input. Are you with us? Well, gentlemen, this has been absolutely a fantastic discussion. A lot of valuable inputs, brought in from across different domains, from the city development to smart city to municipal corporations, and even a remote area, which is in Pahalgam, brought in by Mr. Mahmood. So thank you very much. This is all the time that we have. I wish we could discuss a bit more. I'm still left with 3 more questions, but I guess some other time. Thank you very much, Mr. Deshpande, Mr. Kanyal, Mr. Bhandakar, Mr. Mahmood. We couldn't speak with Mr. Patil, but at some other given opportune time, we would like to interact with you once again. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to now go in for the announcement of SKOCH Awards for the year 2022. Stand by for that. Don't go away.
Okay. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to SKOCH Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure of announcing the first award for the evening in Culture and Tourism category. The Silver Award goes to Karnesh Sharma. Mr. Karnesh Sharma, Director, Tourism and Cultural Affairs from Amritsar Culture and Tourism Development Authority for Golden Temple Plaza. Ms. Fauzia Tarannum, Chief Executive Officer, Zilla Panchayat Kopul, District Governance, Silver, for Rural Development and Panchayati Raj, RDPR, Government of Karnataka, Integrated School Development Works in MGNREG.
Thank you, sir, for SKOCH Awards. I will convey the message to Madam.
Congratulations. Silver in District Governance goes to District Rural Development Agency, Chittoor, Andhra Pradesh for Mahila Navodyam, Tulsi DMK, Project Director. Mr. K.V. Sambasiva Reddy, Project Director, District Rural Development Agency, Nellore. Silver in District Governance for Backyard Poultry.
Sir, good evening, sir. Thank you for giving this award. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. In the category Health, Silver goes to Kidwai Memorial Institute of Oncology. For Infrastructure Modernization, Dr. Ramachandra C., Director. Mr. B.T. Khanapure, Drugs Controller. Silver in Health, Drugs Control Department, Government of Karnataka, for ease of doing business and time-bound services to the beneficiaries and distribution of COVID-19 drugs and liquid medical oxygen.
Thank you, sir. I would like to extend our sincere thanks for choosing and awarding the Silver Award for us, sir, on behalf of our Drug Controller, Mr. B.T. Khanapure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Mr. D. Randeep, Commissioner, Health and Family Welfare Services, Government of Karnataka, for a healthier mind is a healthier nation under ABARK. Silver in Health.
Thank you for the award. I just received this earlier. Now it gives me great pleasure to receive the Silver Award, and I thank on my behalf of my team and as the state, as a Health Commissioner, I received this award humbly. Thank you.
Congratulations to you and the entire team. Mr. Dinesh Kumar, Superintendent of Police, in the category Police and Safety, Silver, Paschim Medinipur District Police for Disaster Management.
Thank you so much, sir. We are really honored and thrilled to get this award. And I would like to dedicate this award to my entire team, Honorable CM Ma'am, and all my senior officers. And I hope we will be continuing working like this. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. The next Silver in Police and Safety goes to Uttarakhand Police for Operation Kamdhenu. Ms. P. Renuka Devi, Deputy Inspector General.
Thank you, SKOCH, for this award. And this is really a big motivation for everybody in Uttarakhand Police. Thank you.
Congratulations to you. In the category Transport, the Silver goes to Transport Department, Government of NCT of Delhi for Faceless Initiative, Mr. Ashish Kundra, Secretary cum Commissioner.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Vinod Kumar Yadav on behalf of the Transport Department, Delhi. We are grateful that this award was given to us. Thanks a lot for the recognition.
Congratulations to you and the Principal Secretary.
Thank you, sir.
In Urban Development, Silver goes to Nagpur Metropolitan Region Development Authority for Musical Fountain, Light, Sound and Multimedia Show. Mr. Manoj Kumar Suryavanshi, Metropolitan Commissioner.
Thank you, sir. Thank you from NMRDA to the prestigious award of SKOCH Award. This is a dream project of Gadkari sir also. And on behalf of Commissioner NMRDA, I accept this award. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations. Ms. Tej Kunwar Netham, Chairperson. Silver in Women and Child Development goes to Chhattisgarh State Commission for Protection of Child Rights.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your appreciation. And for all the team members, Mr. Sonal Kumar Gupta, member, Sangeeta ji member, Asha Yadav ji member, Tejpal Neta madam chairperson, Agustin Bernard sir, member, and Pushpa Patle madam, member, SCPCR. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to the entire team. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Anurag Kundu, Chairperson, Delhi Commission for Protection of Child Rights, Government of NCT of Delhi for Early Warning System, Silver, Women and Child Development.
Hello, thank you. On behalf of DCPCR, I sort of accept this award. I represent DCPCR Chairperson. This is great appreciation and motivation for us. Thank you.
Congratulations. Next, Silver in Women and Child Development goes to Department of Integrated Child Development Services, Government of Rajasthan for Indira Gandhi Matritva Poshan Yojana, Mr. Ram Avatar Meena, Director. Please unmute yourself.
थैंक यू साहब, आपने हमें इस अवार्ड से नवाजा है। राजस्थान की पूरी जनता आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देती है।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपके शब्दों के लिए। आपको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं।
धन्यवाद सर।
District Governance Gold goes to District Administration Raigad for Mission Pranvayu. Ms. Nidhi Chaudhary, District Collector.
Thank you so much. Thank you, SKOCH Award, for giving the Gold Award for District Administration for the Mission Pranvayu. And as I said earlier, I am thankful to the entire team that worked with me during that crisis. Also, the companies that were producing oxygen for saving lives of people. Thank you to everyone. Thank you, SKOCH, once again. Thank you so much.
Congratulations to you. Mr. A. Mohammad Imtiaz, Chief Executive Officer, Society for Elimination of Rural Poverty, Andhra Pradesh for SHG Bank Linkage, Gold Award in Rural Development.
Sir, thank you very much, sir, for giving this Gold Award for SHG Bank Linkage. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Society for Elimination of Rural Poverty, Andhra Pradesh for Srinidhi. Another gold in rural development, Mr. K.V. Nanacharya, Managing Director, Srinidhi.
Sir, on behalf of K.V. Nanacharya, Managing Director, Srinidhi, thanks, sir, for giving this Gold Award for Srinidhi Bank, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations once again. Transport Department, Government of Jammu and Kashmir. Gold in Transport for Reformation in Motor Department, Mr. G. Prasanna Ramaswamy, Secretary. Mr. S.V.R. Srinivas, Commissioner. Gold in Urban Development, Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development Authority for e-tendering portal. You are muted. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of the announcement for the SKOCH Awards for 2022. Thank you very much for joining us. Before we leave, one announcement I would like to make, that while we have made the virtual announcement for the awards, we will invite you to Delhi to receive these awards in person. That's on the 19th of December. We will send you a formal communication indicating your time. Kindly do mark the day in your diary to be in Delhi, part of the award ceremony, receiving it personally in Delhi. I look forward to seeing all of you together. But before we go, let's take a group picture wherein everybody is requested to switch on your videos. Kindly switch on your videos, all of you, to take a group photograph to mark the memory. And kindly look into the cameras. Request the Chhattisgarh team to kindly look into the camera. Gwalior as well, kindly look into the camera. Would like to take a picture. Yeah, here we go. We'll take one more picture. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for being with us, participating in discussions, lauding each other for the individual work that they have done, encouraging and getting encouraged to participate further. Look forward to seeing you all in Delhi on 19th. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
आप लोग 1 मिनट रुकिएगा।